Hey there and welcome to the replay of my big webinar of the year. Now I only do this webinar for free once a year and this replay is only available for 48 hours and then we are taking it down. So get your notepad and pen at the ready, take as much information, as much notes away from it as possible. And it's no secret, I've been saying it all along, there's also going to be an incredible opportunity to work with us on our paid program if this is something you want help with. Now the doors are closing in a few days for this enrollment and we only let people in once a year, so you do need to act fast. Sorry about that, but we are getting started very, very soon. If you are a fast action taker that already knows that you just want to join us and get started with the program, the link is below this video. To be really clear, this opportunity is to work with us live over the next few months to help you if you want to be able to create and launch offers that you can sell en masse rather than trading your time for money working with people one-to-one. So thinking group programs, courses, digital products, memberships, that is the kind of stuff the program is designed to help you with. But the really exciting thing, because you might have heard all that stuff before, the thing that's making this so different and so unique is I've partnered with AI expert Rebecca Whitney, and she's going to be training you on how in any of your offers that you sell, you can make sure you add AI into it. So basically, think about having your own chatbot created where students that sign up to work with you in future can have access to a version of you that they can speak to 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, which will help them get results quicker and help make the experience much easier than it's ever been before. Think also things like AI doing half the work for your students. Think like done for you style services that are done at a fraction of the price they usually would be, which means again your students are able to move quicker than ever. That is what we're going to be training you on how you can do in addition to just helping you launch the products itself. It really is genuinely my biggest, best program that I have ever released, and this will be my 16th year in business, so I don't say it that lightly. And right now on this intake, it is at a lower price than it will ever be again, because this is a new program we're putting out there, and in future it'll be £2,500. But because we want to get people in there, we want to get great results for them so that they can be the case studies that in future makes it a no-brainer at £2,500. We are doing a wildly discounted rate. If you don't need to watch the webinar, if you know this is what you need, that's going to be the game changer in your business, literally click the link below. That'll show you all the information of exactly what this program is, and you can buy it right now to make sure you don't miss out. As I say, the cart is literally closing in a matter of days at the time of recording this. It might even be a matter of hours depending when you watch this replay. So you do need to act fast. But if you do just want to watch the webinar, as I say, it's here for 48 hours. I've put so much time, energy, effort and thought into making it one of the best webinars that I've ever created. So I really, truly hope you find it useful. I hope it gives you some light bulb moments, some ideas, and gives you some clarity over what you need to be doing moving forward to ensure that you can stop trading time for money and create a business that supports the lifestyle that you truly want to lead. Without further ado, please enjoy the webinar.
Who actually is Matt Hall? You might have seen his name this week, you might have joined this group ahead of the webinar, or maybe someone sent you here because they believe this could be the thing that helps you finally move forward. So before the webinar begins, here is what you need to know. Matt Hall is an online business and launch strategist who helps people turn their ideas, knowledge and experience into scalable offers they can sell online. For almost 16 years, he has been building businesses, creating offers, running launches, and helping people sell what they know online. He has worked with thousands of people, spoken on major stages, hosted the Success School podcast, been featured on television, achieved Guinness World Records, and built a reputation for helping ordinary people create businesses around their strengths, passions, and expertise. But this is not really about the stages, or the records, or the impressive looking clips. It is about you. If you are here, chances are you're not just looking for more information, you're looking for clarity. Maybe you have an idea, but you do not know how to turn it into an offer. Maybe you already have a business, but you do not know how to scale it. Maybe you have clients, but you are trapped working all the time. That is where Matt comes in. He helps people take what they already know and turn it into something structured, valuable, and profitable. An offer that can be sold to more people, a business that can scale beyond just your time. And with AI, this process can now be quicker, easier and more powerful than ever before. Not by guessing, not by posting random content and hoping it works, but by building an offer people understand, want, and buy. Tonight's the night where Matt will be sharing more inside this group. More lessons, more behind the scenes, more of the thinking that has helped thousands of people launch and grow online. And on the webinar, he is going to show you exactly how it works. So if you are new here, welcome. You're in the right place. This is Matt Hall, and this week it is time to see what is possible.
Yes, how is that for a fancy intro, everybody? Sounds dead good, doesn't it? Makes me sound awesome. A massive, massive welcome, everybody, to this, our big webinar of 2026. It is so good to see so many of you here with us live right now. This is the big one. Let us know in the chat, how is everybody feeling? Where are you joining us from this evening? And thank you so much for being here this evening. Now, we said it's going to be about 90 minutes or so. However, strap in, it could be a good solid 2 hours because I've got an awful lot to talk about tonight and an awful lot to give you. Now, I've made no secrets about the fact that we are doing a launch of our biggest and best program ever this evening. I cannot wait to tell you about it, but super important, I want to make sure you know that it's my ethos, it's what I teach, it's what I do, that if you're giving me what I believe is your most valuable asset ever, which is your time, irrespective of whether you've paid to be here or not, I want to make it as valuable as I can. So please get ready. I'm going to try and give you a lot this evening. How to get the most out of it, I just want to give you a few tips. My advice is get a notepad and pen, have some way of taking notes, but also, if you can, and I know it's not always easy, especially people with kids and all that kind of stuff, try and get into a space with the least amount of distractions possible. All right, so this is your moment right now. If you need to shut a door, kick a kid out of the room or whatever it is, do what you can so you can get the most out of this. Now, the thing that I always say to people is don't just generalize what I'm saying. I really want this to be valuable for you this evening. And if you just generalize it, you might be like, oh yeah, that kind of makes sense. That was some interesting information. But when you personalize it, this is where you go, do you know what? That is something I need to work on. That is something that I'm not doing enough of. And you're going to get more clarity when you leave this session. And the other thing I always say is imagine after this session, you've got to teach everything you've learned to somebody you love the most, because it just trains your brain to listen a little bit more to what I'm saying. And one thing, you've probably all heard this phrase. I don't really like it that much, but you probably heard this thing that people that pay attention. Have you heard that before? I know it's a little bit like, ooh, salesy. However, the one thing that I do know to be true is the downside to doing something for free is people just be like, oh, I'll just kind of have a half listen. They just kind of dabble, they dip their toe. So as a thought experiment, I want you to pretend you've paid money to be here tonight, because it's just going to train you again to really focus on what I'm saying. Are we up for that? Give me some hell yes in the chat. Let's do it proper American style, like we're on a Tony Robbins Zoom this evening. Give me some hell yes. And I also want to say this. Some of you might have heard a lot of what I'm saying before. All right? I'm not reinventing the wheel. There is going to be some new stuff that's super exciting. But remember this phrase, to know and not to do is not to know. It doesn't matter if you've heard it before. Are you doing it? And that's the thing I want you to call yourself out on this evening. And the stuff I'm going to talk about with AI, and I know some people are skeptical, you're not sure if it's for you, just get ready, because it is that side of it. If you are somebody that's been around the online business space for a while, it's that is going to be the absolute game changer. So without further ado, welcome everybody to the Stop Trading Time for Money webinar. This is my one big webinar of the year. And as it says here, it's how to stop selling your time and build a scalable online business supercharged with AI. So you might have heard these phrases. Let me know in the chat if you've heard them. By the way, I quite like interaction, so I'm not just talking to myself for 2 hours. So do keep the energy going in the chat if you're happy to. Who's heard these phrases? Online launching is dead. It doesn't work anymore. You might have heard we're in a trust recession right now. You might have heard that people are no longer buying courses. And to some degree, this is not all fully true. Yes, trust is generally lower in the online space, but the key thing we need to understand is that things are just different right now. It's not 2020 anymore, folks. We're not all sat at home on Zoom. So business changes over time. And it's our job, if we want to make money online, that you need to be able to adapt. You need to know what is working right now in this moment, what people are buying right now. And the exciting bit is how AI has made it easier than ever before. And this is exactly what I'll be sharing with you tonight and also in my program beyond this session for those of you who want to join that. But I just want to say, firstly, well done and thank you for joining this training today and for trusting in me to be able to actually help you tonight. I know there's so much waffle online about how you can build your business, and I've no doubt that some of you have tried multiple methods before. You probably haven't got the results you expected, and you might have been left feeling deflated, skeptical, and without much hope that this can actually work for you, where you can scale to those bigger numbers without constantly having to trade your time for money forever. Let me know in the chat. Does this speak to anyone? Feeling a bit burnt out with it all, a bit skeptical, a bit cynical? Listen, I totally hear you. And with that in mind, I just want to say I really do appreciate you being here tonight anyway. That says a lot about you as a person, that you keep showing up, you keep being open to learn, to listen. And my goal tonight is to make things simple for you, make it achievable, and share a proven strategy that can help you genuinely start making more money online whilst working less, using the methods that are personally working for me right now and for my clients here in 2026. So who is this for? When I was developing this webinar, I was thinking specifically about 3 different types of people. And I want you to put the number in the chat if this is you. So put a 1 in the chat if this is you. Somebody who is working really, really hard right now, but is not making great money. Maybe you feel stuck in your current situation. Some of you might still be in a job. You might have dabbled with a bit of a side hustle, a bit of a business, but not had huge success. And you would love now to finally start making some serious money online without constantly working so hard. Where's my people at? Put a 1 in the chat if that is you, if that is where you're at right now. The second kind of person that tonight's webinar is for is somebody that's maybe a little bit more established in their business. Maybe you're an established coach, consultant, or online service provider who is making money, but predominantly from trading time with one-to-one clients. Maybe you might be having high ticket sales, but the reality is this: if you don't show up, you don't earn. Now you're ready to do things a little bit differently and you're ready to scale. Put a 2 in the chat if that is you. Or the third kind of person is somebody that has maybe already tried this whole online one-to-many style launches. Maybe you've already launched a membership, a course, a group program, but you just didn't get the results that you want. Maybe you're now left feeling that online launching just doesn't work for me, Matt. Or perhaps you've actually got a membership right now in this moment, but it's just taking up loads of your time and it hasn't grown to the numbers you hoped it would. Put a 3 in the chat if that is you right now. And if you're not any of those people, just stay along. We'll have a nice time. Maybe by the end of it, you'll be a multimillionaire. Who knows? I'm joking. You won't be a millionaire by just listening to this. But 3 objectives for today. The first thing is I want to help you get clarity on where you've so far been going wrong and why you're not having the success you want and are capable of. The second one is I'm going to help you discover what online launch offer is right for you right now. And importantly, what/how to successfully launch in 2026. And the third one is give you a practical strategy to build loyal clients and make more money online without having to just work harder. Let me know in the chat. Let's keep it going if this sounds good. There's 3 core sections to the webinar. The first thing, we're starting with mindset. And I know some of you might be like, oh God, I don't like doing the mindset stuff, Matt. I can't be bothered with that. Let me be clear. If I give you the strategy, you ain't going to do it with the wrong attitude, the wrong mindset. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time on that at the beginning. Then we go into the juicy bit. We go into the strategy. Then I'm going to share the exact business model that has literally helped me make over £200,000 in just this last 12 months without any one-to-one work. And then the third part is we're going to touch on AI, the futuristic stuff, how AI has changed the game in 2026, allowing us to slash time and cost of building and launching online, and provides even better results for your clients. Let me know in the chat who wants to be able to serve your clients at a higher level, give an even better service without it having to take away your time, your energy, and your money. And then obviously at the end, we've got the offer, which I'd love you to hear about if you're still with us. Now, I just want to say, please do stay till the very end because this stuff genuinely works. This is one of the first launches I did where we made over £11,000 in the bank in 14 days. The total sales of a signature program I created, Online Business Mastery. You can see the CRM system we use is system.io. This is just a screenshot from there that shows total sales for that course. But I want to be clear, we actually made more than that. It was nearly £60,000, but we have extra money that came in from people on a previous cohort that paid via the bank. We had people in other countries that paid via a different way. So the total was 60, but just so you can see transparently, that is what came in from one of the courses that we did. For those of you that might be like, wow, 60 grand from a course sounds a lot. When I first started launching a few years ago, I actually did a collaborative launch with a friend of mine. The first course that we created, so this wasn't all my money, we did over 24 grand, and this was where it got exciting for me, and I saw the possibility because we then relaunched the same course that we'd already created and put the time and energy and effort in and made another 27 grand. And then when I did my first course on my own, you can see there on the bottom left, we did just short of £18,000. And now today we also have a membership. This is literally when I was creating these slides. This is a few weeks ago. You can see there on the right hand side, it's the 17th of May. These are all payments coming in from my membership. And the membership brings in over £10,000 per month every month. But I want to be clear, I'm sharing that for transparency. What I teach is not get rich quick. Right? I don't want this marketing to be misleading, right? I'm telling you now, this is actually about putting in a lot of hard work up front, but doing it in a way where you take time to build foundations in a smart way so that you can grow something that in time means you don't have to constantly be trading your time to make amazing money. And with the correct AI tools, honestly, folks, the AI tools and resources we now have available to us, it's never been quicker or easier to get you to that point. Now, we've got a dancing cat emoji. Hey, give it up for the dancing cat emojis. We have advertised that there is a show up live bonus. One of you tonight will be winning this if you're still with us at the end. All right. So it's a little bit of an ethical bribe just to make sure that you stick with us. So one of you is going to get my personal WhatsApp number. For 30 days, you're going to get my eyes on your business. Anything you've got questions, anything you're not sure about, you need my help with, I'm there on WhatsApp for 30 days. But that is not all. We'll also have a conversation about a collaborative joint venture. So for those who don't already know, I've got an email list of over 10,000 people on my email list. I've also got tens of thousands of people that follow me collectively over social media. I've got a Guinness World Record breaking podcast where we've done nearly 300 episodes. And I also have a membership with over 400 paying members, which is a really great engaged community, which means there's lots of opportunity for me to get your brand in front of more people. So we'll have a conversation about how that fit looks and what looks best for you. But if that wasn't enough, I'm also going to just throw a £150 gift voucher at you as well. Basically, I'm bribing you to stay here because there's so much I want to give you. And you really do need to stick. But very simply, if you're not here at the end and we call your name out, basically you've buggered it, my friend. You will miss out on the possibility of that. So let me know who's committed, strap in, 2 hours, who is sticking with us for the full session this evening. And also let me know in the chat, who has got no idea who the bloody hell I am? Just put in the chat right now, no clue if you've got no idea. Maybe you saw an ad or you saw somebody else talking about how you need to be here. Just put no clue if you've got no, oh, it's going to hurt the ego, this. I don't like this bit. I'm joking. Just a quick fire. Let me know if you do know, by the way. But yeah, just to like help my ego. Just a quick fire so that you know a bit of context. I know this is a big brag fest, but I think it's important to help you know a bit about me. So basically, I spent over 10 years as a performer on stage and TV when I was younger, but I then set up my first business when I was just 19 years old, and that was a live entertainment and agency and management. And via that company, I toured Europe in the award-winning Take That tribute band Rule the World for over a decade, performing at huge festivals and events to over 25,000 people on some of those events. And I know at this point you go, whoa, wait a minute, Matt, you're going to teach me financial freedom from a Mark Owen tribute act? Well, stick with me, because honestly, as a 19-year-old, being in that band, building that business, I learned so much about social media, about building an online community, sales, marketing, and all that kind of good stuff. And I actually went on to grow the company to have its own offices, rehearsal studios. We had 4 full-time staff members and over 100 part-time and freelancers who regularly work with us. But I found myself earning good revenue, but not great profit. Let me know if anybody resonates with this. I was constantly working hard, trading time for money in that business. I became overworked, stressed, and burnt out. And it was learning about positive psychology and self-development in 2024 that completely changed the trajectory of my life. I then became a nerd of learning. And I went and got various qualifications as an NLP practitioner, timeline therapist, hypnotherapist, life coach, and a business strategist. And combined with these new qualifications, that led me to my first online businesses, where I went on to create various services, including memberships, courses, and coaching. I became an iTunes Top 21 podcaster, a Guinness World Record holder, and I also was a Brit finalist bodybuilder, which has been a while. You can see that picture of me there with the tan. I don't recommend it. I also recently appeared on E4's reality TV show Love Triangle. The less said about that, the better. I got dumped on national television. It was highly embarrassing. But I'd been previously appearing for 2 years on Channel 4's daytime TV show Steph's Packed Lunch. And now I've been a business strategist and coach to thousands of clients, literally, over the past 6 years, helping people across a range of different businesses, from absolute beginners to 7-figure plus businesses. And the main thing I do right now is I focus on teaching business owners strategy so they can earn through creating passive and recurring income and not just trade their time for that money. Now, I know that is a big brag fest, right? We've got that out of the way. But I just want to take a pause to say, genuinely, I believe that I'm not more special than anyone on this call right now. You might see the Guinness World Records, the TV, and be like, oh, get you. Genuinely, I don't think I'm any more special than anyone. When I reflect on this last nearly 16 years of business and my sort of behavioral patterns and traits, I think this is all stuff we all have within us. I think I was just always determined to succeed. And let me know truthfully in the chat, who is determined tonight? And the other thing is I was always open to learn. I'm like a sponge, just always wanting to improve. I've leaned into my passions and my strengths, and I've followed a simple strategy, and I didn't quit. Now, when you look at each one of those things, that is stuff we can all do. We can all be open to learn. We can all lean into passions. We can all follow a strategy, and we can all just decide we ain't going to quit until we achieve the goals that we want. Because I have nobody in my family, genuinely, that are in business. My mum's an hairdresser. My dad was a firefighter. I grew up in Bradford. Shout out to Bradford. Oi, oi. But I made every single mistake possible. Genuinely, in those early days of starting that first business, I hired the wrong people, had to let them go, trusted people who stole thousands of pounds from me. I even had years just struggling to even break even. So I really believe that regardless of where you start, you can make this work. And wherever you're at right now, if you do want to earn more, work less, and make a wider impact, this is the first thing we have to get right. We have to get the right business model, right? For so many of us, it's kind of like, you know, the personal trainer who then starts to run a gym, or the hairdresser who starts a hair salon, and they just think that that's going to be better and make more money, but then they do it and they go, actually, this is more work, more stress, more time, and it's actually not making me any more profit. So let's just talk about that first and foremost. And if you're already in business, I want you to think about your current business model. Remember what I said about personalize what I'm saying. Don't just generalize it. I want to just look now, when I look back on the business models out there. So that first company I spoke about, the entertainment business, it made me good money, but it didn't make me happy. It meant I was sat in an office taking calls at some point 7 days a week, and, trying to book bands and things like that. And then on weekends, I'd be traveling thousands of miles to be on gigs. And anybody that knows the live entertainment industry will know live events can be high stress and lots of things can go wrong. So, for example, vehicles that broke down, speakers blowing mid-gig, acts being ill, singers losing voices, all that kind of stuff. So in 2019, I then turned to an online business, and I started online coaching based on the things I was getting qualified on and that I loved. So I help people with self-development, and I started teaching the foundations of starting a business. So from 2019 to 2023, I became really established and soon was an in-demand mindset and business coach and mentor. And as a coach, I would regularly be earning between £4,000 to £8,000 per month, with peak months of £13,000 per month, which as somebody in the 20s, I was like, this is amazing. but I became constantly exhausted. Again, in this second business, still trading time for money. I would often do full days just on back-to-back Zoom calls with clients, just giving them everything that I could. And then at the end of the day, I'd look at my phone, it'd be full of messages that I needed to reply to. And I often felt like I had no capacity to even read the flipping messages, let alone formulate a decent response. But I had to, because that was part of the service I offer. Is there anybody now that resonates with that? Where you're just on Zooms, one after another, where you've then got WhatsApp absolutely full. That is exactly how I was. Now, people thought I was doing really well, and I was. I was getting amazing results for my clients and making life-changing money for myself in the process, but I was once again close to burnout, and I knew it wasn't sustainable. I was starting as well to resent doing something I was passionate about, and I just couldn't see the way forward because there was only one me and only so many clients I could work with. So I started a membership. Yay! But initially this was just loads and loads more work and very little return. So then I started putting on my own live events. Yay! But all of these lost me money and were a lot of work to produce. So I found yet again I was constantly being busy and not really growing or scaling the business. I was capped at the same income level and I couldn't see a way to expand, which didn't involve me working even more hours. And then one of my mentors, Lisa Johnson, changed the game. Let me know in the chat who knows Lisa. I know loads of people have come to join us tonight because Lisa gave me a shout out. She's absolutely amazing and I really do appreciate that. But the thing that changed the game for me a couple of years ago is she spoke about niching down further, creating passive and semi-passive income and developing, this was the big thing, one key program that does the heavy lifting each year. And that is exactly what I did. I went all in on what she said. Now, for those who are new to this concept, which some of us might be, what is passive income? Very simply, passive income is where there is no longer any active input. So you create something once, but then you can sell it time and time and time again. This can be something like a digital product, a course, a guide, an ebook. That's passive income. But then there's semi-passive income, which is where you put all the work in and you create something once, but then to keep on making money, that you still have to do something. Maybe you teach some of it live. There's still some level of work to keep bringing income in. And then there's recurring income, which is where it's that subscription based. Think like when you pay for Netflix, it's creating something where people pay you every single month. These are the things that I teach and I help people to create today. So let's just look at your business model right now. This is a bit of a checklist for you all. If you want to screenshot it and steal it from me, but this is the best business model, I believe, for 2026. Your ideal model would be able to tick all of these. Okay. So the first one is your business model scalable? In other words, it can earn beyond you showing up. The second one is, does it leverage the internet, reach thousands of people without you being present? Does it leverage AI? The big one right now. AI can create, market, and convert faster than ever before. Does your current business model have low overheads, i.e. low to no staff, no stock, no premises required? And also with an online business, you can really have high margin. It's very realistic to expect 70 to 90% profit with digital products. And the big one, I believe, is having a business model that genuinely makes a difference to people and creates transformation, solves a real problem that people will pay for. Now, out of those 6, how many are you ticking right now for your business? And if you're just starting out, when you look at the idea you've got for your business, are you ticking all 6? And if not, we really need to look at that. Now, I just want to take a pause this evening. I want you to do a little bit of thinking now, a little bit of visualization, if you like, for the woo people out there. But I just want you to take a moment. Honestly, folks, with the technology available to us today, there is so much potential for us all right now. So I just want you to go with that for a moment and think about what would be your wild goal from your online business. Take a moment, write this down. This is the bit where I get you to work. Come on, students, take a moment. How much money would you make in a year for your best possible year? Like your most wildest dream for your business. How much money would you be making? And whatever you write, I then recommend you then cross it out and go bigger. Because so many of us are programmed to think so small. So probably cross it out and go again and get to your real answer of what your wildest, best year in business could look like. If you're happy to share it in the chat, please do. You don't have to if you just want to keep it to yourself. But I want you to think about your best possible year with your online business. How much money would you earn that year? What would you get to do or have? And I just want you to have a moment to think about that, because you're not defying the laws of physics. It absolutely is possible. if you want to achieve that. But here's something I want to share with you. This is just a little bit on the mindset section, and then we'll get into the strategy. I've had a podcast where I've interviewed nearly 300 people now on the subject of success. I've had multimillionaires, wildly successful athletes, authors, all these kinds of people, and I've been able to meet them and speak to them about their definition of success and how they achieved what they've achieved. And I've found that there are 3 rules you must follow for success. These are 3 things that all of them have in common. And now this might be, remember what I said earlier about personalize what I'm saying? Don't just generalize it and go, oh, interesting information, Matt. Actually personalize this, because this might be where you've been going wrong so far. So the first one is something I say all the time, which is do less, but do it better. So many of us have got shiny penny syndrome. We're starting this, we're starting that. We've got loads of different offers, price points, loads of different things that we're doing. And instead of doing loads of things well, become outstanding at doing one thing. What I've said here is pick one business idea and truly commit to it for long enough to see if it can actually work for you. It often takes us longer, from my experience, than you expect to start getting real results. So you need to be prepared to give this at least 18 months plus of constantly putting in the work if you want substantial success. Don't go, let me know who's guilty of this, yo-yoing from one idea to the next, you're rebranding, you're changing, and constantly only ever dipping your toe into each thing you do. Success requires high levels of focus and effort over a decent period of time. There is no fast success that is genuine. Now, what I want you to think about with each one of these 3 points, mark yourself out of 10. 1 being you're terrible, you're yo-yoing, you're flip-flopping, you're constantly rebranding. 10 being you're amazing. You've picked one thing, you've gone all in, you've become incredible at it. Because I want you to personalize this so that you leave this call with clarity about what needs to change. I don't make these rules, but these are the commonalities between people who are really doing well at a high level. So mark yourself out of 10. How good are you at doing less better? The thing that we need to know with this is you need to focus. And what focus stands for is finish one course until successful. Now, the second thing is huge for people. Stop valuing certainty so much. The only thing that's certain in this life is nothing certain. Right? When none of us knows what's going to happen next. And stop waiting for 100% certainty on your ideas, on what you're going to do. The key is learn through action. Try stuff. Fail at stuff. Get results. And then evaluate those results to be able to propel you forward. So many people are needing absolute certainty, and it's what's holding people back. And one thing that I've shared for a lot of years that I love is something that Stephen Bartlett spoke about. He said here, I had the pleasure of speaking at an event alongside Barack Obama in Brazil. And this is what Barack Obama said. Barack Obama says, you don't have to get to 100% certainty on your big decisions. He says, get to 51%. And when you get there, make the decision and be at peace with the fact that you made the decision based on the information you had. Now, that's somebody who was president, who every decision he makes is huge. But he doesn't have the luxury of being 100% certain. He has to make a decision and move fast and learn fast. And if it's good enough for a president, I'm sure we can all agree that our goals are not going to affect that many people potentially, right? So it's good enough for us. So Stephen says here, I really believe that overthinking and procrastination that it creates stems from trying to make perfect decisions in a world where perfect only exists in hindsight. He says, get to 51% and make the decision with a peace of mind that you made that decision with the best available information you had. He says, in business, the cost often isn't the consequence of a bad decision. It's the cost of months or years of procrastination, indecision, bureaucracy, and irrational fear. Thus, making no decision or slow decisions becomes a greater risk than just making a bad decision, getting some feedback and moving on, especially with type 2 decisions, which is where the decision can be reversed, which is pretty much all decisions, more or less. He says here, you must increase the speed of decision making. Mark yourself out of 10. How good are you at being fast at taking action, being decisive, and learning through doing? And then the third one, really simple, is get help. Stop trying to become successful on your own. The most successful people in the world have coaches, mentors, support, communities. Get help from those kinds of people that have done or are doing what you want to do. Believe me when I say, when I look back over the last 16 years, you will waste so much valuable time and you will earn way less money. Mark yourself out of 10. How good at you are asking for help. How good are you investing in yourself. I remember having a guy called Jason James on my podcast a few years ago, and he was this multimillionaire. And I remember naively, the first question that I asked him was, Jason, I was like, you're a self-made multimillionaire. And I was like, could you just tell me, like, how does that actually feel? And he went, I'll stop you there. There's no such thing as self-made. He says, we all talk about being independent. He says, human beings are interdependent. We do better when we work together. Now, that's the mindset stuff. I just want you to think about those 3 points as you move forward. But here's the solution to not having to always trade time for money that I have found. And this is what I want to share. So for me, it's this. You need to create and then launch offers that people want, and we can sell en masse to many people, not just one-to-one. Now, this is the strategy. If you want to build something that helps you stop trading time for money, the way that I think about it is think about creating 2 things from your launches. The first one is we want the big cash spikes in revenue. And the second one is what can we create to bring that monthly, predictable, recurring revenue in their business. Now, just to think about this, because a lot of people are like, oh, courses are dead. Nobody buys courses anymore. Nobody, joins subscriptions. Just put a yes in the chat right now. If right now you are currently in this moment subscribed to either Netflix, ChatGPT, Claude, Spotify, Apple, any of those things, or you've bought an online education program in the last 12 months, just put a yes in the chat right now. And if you wanted any evidence that people are still buying this stuff, hopefully, some of you skeptics and cynics might still need more convincing, but hopefully you can see evidence right here, right now on this live. Now, most people are not doing what I've just said. Most people are just putting out different offers one week to the next. You know, when you see people going, I've got 3 spaces available only. And then a few weeks later, I've now just got 3 new spaces available only. And they just keep putting that out. That's because they've got no strategy. And they're just constantly putting things out there, posting on social media. When I started properly planning out my year, more strategically, honestly, everything changed, and it changed pretty fast. But I know a lot of coaches and online business owners say, but Matt, all the value is in one-to-one. That's how I get the real transformation. If that is you, I'm just going to say to you right now, that is a bloody lie, right? It is false. It's just a different kind of offer. So think about this first and foremost. What about all the value that people get from being part of a group cohort, from having community, support, accountability from the group that you don't get when you teach people one-to-one? And the big thing now is that AI has totally changed the game. It is now easier than ever to be able to deliver the most bespoke, supportive, and in-depth experience for your clients than ever before. So think about this. These are some ideas I want to give you right now on how AI can enhance the experience of your online coaching or teaching. Think about having your very own chatbot. Imagine if you created a chatbot with access to all your information, where your clients can talk through their issues almost as if they're speaking to you. We can get these trained up with really good accuracy, put parameters in place so it doesn't start speaking about things it shouldn't be, so that they can literally have a version of you that will be trained on all your methodologies, your frameworks, everything that you teach, and they can literally back and forth any day of the week, 7 days a week. Would that not be useful for your clients? Right? You can also create AI interactive quizzes that are built into your programs, so they guide people through the program without even needing to speak to you. You can create diagnostic tools that will be able to identify problems and find solutions in between the live teaching that you do. So the whole idea is you still might teach your stuff live, but in between your sessions, people are getting extra help and support without you even being there. And I need you to understand, folks, this will be the thing most of you haven't really fully caught on to yet. This is all possible right now in this moment. And the other thing for your technophobes out there, like me, I am one of them, it is probably easier than you expect to create this yourself. And yes, we've got something exclusive tonight that will mean you can have all of this done for you affordably and with ease. But the phrase that I've said for years is simplicity scales, complexity fails. I'd love to invite you to write that down. When you look at your current business model, are you doing things with simplicity, or are you trying to do loads of stuff? Because that is what's going to fail. The way that I look at it is we need to have one main core offer that we sell first. We create one main client avatar, and we have one main strategy. And for people that are like, oh, I'm not sure this online business space works anymore, Stop thinking everyone has a course and the industry and the industry is dying. It is growing year on year. I just wanted to share this. These are the statistics, right? It says that it's projected that the global e-learning market by 2023 will reach $1 trillion. I sound like, do you remember Dr. Evil from Austin Powers? $1 trillion. But this is what's predicted. It's saying that 900 million plus people are using online learning platforms worldwide right now. 42% of companies now use e-learning, which is up from 4% in 1995. And the average spend per person on online education is between £1,000 to £5,000 per year. Now, people are saying, yeah, but people don't pay for knowledge anymore. Yeah, we need to give them more than just the knowledge. People are going to pay for speed, ease, transformation, accountability. Write that down. They're the things that you need. Speed, ease, transformation, accountability. And just like the great Tony Robbins says, knowledge is not the power, it's potential power. The power comes from taking action. So if we can create programs that helps people get stuff done and helps them take action, then people will pay for it. Now, something people say all the time is, but Mark, launches are so hard. Let's just cover this right now, folks. There's two main ways we can make money. We can either be selling every single week, showing up on social media all the time, and working with people delivering every single week. Or we can do what I do, which is you launch a couple of times a year where all your revenue goals are achieved in just a matter of weeks. So if you want to make £1 million, 100,000, 500,000, whatever that goal is, we can strategize your launches so that it's all done in a few weeks. And the rest of the year, you can just spend that time delivering the things that people have bought, if there's live delivery, or just doing whatever the blooming heck you want, right? This is what launches can be if you do it right. Now, yes, launches are hard to begin with. I'm not here to hoodwink and lie to you. Yes, it is. But does no one understand that everything is difficult in the beginning? Right? When you're still learning things, you're still figuring it out. But once you've done your first 2 to 3 launches, please understand at that point, all the foundations are set, all the templates created, all the lessons learned, all the tweaks are made, and now you can practically plug and play with very little effort. Plus, something that is really important to cover is how you launch is unique to you. You don't have to launch like me with all the high energy, throwing his arms around. It's about finding what works for you. So I'm going to give you the 4 steps now. This is the bit we definitely need notepads out now. Get your pens ready, folks. 4 steps to start successfully launching and stop trading time for money. And I've put there eventually because, like I said at the beginning, this is not get rich quick. There's going to be some effort and hard work initially. So the first step is this, and this is what I've done and recommend people do. You pick a niche and become known for doing one thing. For years, I was like, oh, I don't want to be known for one thing. There's loads of things I can do, I want to do, honestly. And this was Lisa that helped me with this. When I just went, no, I'm going to do this now, it changed everything. Having a clear, defined target audience and getting clear on what you will teach them and how you will teach them. That's what you need to do first and foremost. Okay. So what is the one thing that you can become known for? And the more you can be specific and niche, the easier it is to sell. All right. So that for some of you tonight might be the thing you need to work on. Now, the second thing, I'm going to spend a bit more time on this one because this is something I'm huge on, right? You need to work on getting visible with your brand and build a loyal audience / community. Understand there is a huge difference between a big audience and a loyal audience. And you need to lead by building a strong personal brand that people can know, like, and trust. I'm sure lots of you have heard this before, but it's really important you understand the difference. Anybody seen all the influencers with millions of followers that don't make much money? It's not about the metrics of getting loads of followers. It's about the loyalty. It's about the community. Now, I love Gary Vee. I've had the pleasure of meeting him and speaking to him a few times, but many people over the last 10 plus years online are talking about you just got to show up every day, post all day, every day on all social media platforms. And although that is still great advice, high volume of posting alone is not enough, folks. All right, the game has changed and you need to be better than that. You need to spend time building a real community and nurture genuine connections and relationships. You need to be real with your audience. And I know that's scary for some people, but we're also sick to death of the fake world of social media, the Lamborghini wankers and the Rolex watches and all the people with the perfect bodies. Let me know in the chat who else is sick of that. And so is your audience. So you need to help people get to actually know, like, and trust you. Take your audience on a real journey with you. And it is something to understand is people don't buy immediately. It's highly unlikely they will buy from you until they've spent real time getting to know you. Now, I know statistically, anybody that's on this call right now that has never heard of me before this week, maybe they've seen an ad, maybe somebody has been shouting me out. I know most of you are not going to buy my program at the end of this webinar. We know this and we factor it in, right? Because it's going to take you longer than just listening to me tonight to actually buy from me. So that's something you need to be aware of in your business as well. But what I do want to say is community is so needed right now in a world of AI. So when we're thinking about AI, think about the importance of connection. It is helpful in all walks of life. Think about if you're a new parent, having new parent communities, fitness communities, foodie communities, TV and film fan communities, sports communities, business communities, neurodivergent support communities are all so valuable. So build yours and don't just build a following. Let me know in the chat as well, just to show the power of community. How many people are here tonight because they saw somebody else saying you needed to be here? Put it in the chat now, because I want to see. This is our incredible community. These are the people that are in my membership. These are the people that I've worked with that are happy to shout me out because I've built that trust over time. Now, I just want to spend a little bit of time. My whole thing is not about social media, but I do want to share some things that are working with social media content that creates community right now. Remember, it's not just about the numbers, it's about the actual engagement that you get from people. Now, the main platform that I've grown on is Instagram. So this predominantly works really well on Instagram. But here's a few things to give you. The first thing is real raw carousels. Now, I want to be clear, you don't have to take a picture of yourself crying and post it on the internet, right? This was a few years ago when I found an old picture and I was like, do you know what? It was like, wow, I can remember being there. And I thought sharing this story really vulnerably, I know it's going to resonate with people. And what I wanted to show you with that is this is a carousel that I created. Can you see on the bottom left of that one with me crying? Oh, gosh. On the left-hand side, you can see it had 459 likes and 49 comments. On the right-hand side, I paid my graphic designer to create some professionally polished carousel. And you can see it had just 23 likes and 0 comments. Now, I'm not saying polished stuff doesn't work. It's still good to have that. It shows you're a professional business. But the things that people really go, fuck, that's me, that really resonates, that drives that engagement and that conversation is usually the far more real and raw stuff. Now, the same works. The second thing is video. Right now, this is still working absolutely brilliantly. But again, it's the same thing, real, raw. You can see there on the left-hand side, that's just me in my cap and my hoodie. I'm literally in my bed, by the way, doing that reel. And you can see there, that has had nearly 30,000 views, 655 likes, and 252 comments. On the right-hand side, this is where I paid an editor to create some, there was some professionally recorded content of me at my event. They've put on like the sound effects. You can see there, my name's there, like Matt Hall and all this kind of stuff. I paid for that one. And it had just 24 likes. And embarrassingly, I've just noticed one of them is my own as well. I was just trying to bump them up a little bit. And just one comment. So again, we think we need all these professional editors and all this stuff. Actually, just being really real with your audience is what works best. And I also just want to mention trial reels. If anybody's not already using these on Instagram, these can be great for getting you out to find more of your people that know that are interested in what it is you do. So trial reels are where you send it out to new audiences, people who don't already follow you. And it's a great way to test content before sharing with your followers. It's a fantastic way to reach new audiences and get discovered by your ideal client. It can create content specifically designed for new people, and you can increase overall engagement. You can see this video on the left-hand side just below it. I got 154,000 views. There was over 4,000 likes, 450 comments. And on the right-hand side, I've just taken a screenshot of the analytics. You can see that 97.1% of people that saw that video were not already following me, and just 2.9% already were. So I just wanted to share that. But getting visible is not all about social media. There are other ways to get visible, and you can actually do it really fast right now. So I'm just going to share this spotlight strategy. This is one of them where if you just want to get a screenshot, take a picture, because I'm not going to go in depth into this, but I just wanted to show you there's multiple different ways we can get our brand visible. Things like speaking on podcasts, teaching at different events, teaching in memberships, being at different events. There's multiple things we can do when we're in the building stage. Now, I know some of you might be like, oh, but Matt, that's still so much work. You've lied to me. You told me that this was going to stop trading time for money. Yes, initially we're still going to have to put in work. But, and this is the game-changing stuff that most of you are not doing right now, we can use AI to do the heavy lifting for this now. It's honestly bonkers what's available to us. Now, I know you're not going to be able to necessarily read all of this right now, but in this moment, my wonderful assistant, Helen, and some of the team are going to drop you this prompt right now that our AI expert Rebecca has created. You can have this, you can steal this, you can use this. So what this is a prompt that you just copy and you can paste into an LLM like ChatGPT or Claude, and it's going to do some of this research for you in minutes. Now, just to be clear, you are going to need to fill out some bits so that it's specific to you. But you can see here the prompt, I won't read it all, but it says, the role is you are my visibility research assistant. You want it to find me real current opportunities to get in front of my ideal audience through podcasts that I can pitch to be a guest on, speaking opportunities, and events that I should attend. So if you just want to fill out those bits there, you need to say who your ideal client is. And those of you that have been in the Facebook, this group, you'll know I gave you an example of how to create your ideal client. I gave you my template. So go back to that video if you need it, and you can steal that from me as well. But we just wanted to try and give you something tonight immediately so you can start using AI in a really wise way. So it is starting to do the heavy lifting. This has not been available to us a couple of years ago, right? So if you started building an audience a couple of years ago and said, it's too hard, it doesn't work, you were doing it without these tools that are available to us right now. But the other thing is when you're building a community and an audience, is it's no good if you don't have an outstanding reputation, right? So if you want a really loyal community, you need to create an outstanding reputation. And to do this, folks, you're going to need to deliver the highest level of genuine value within your product and service. And again, AI can help you with this. You need to focus on finding ways to over-deliver so that people actually want to rave about you to others and even keep buying from you in the future. One thing that I'm big on, please listen to this tonight if you take nothing else away. Do not see clients as pound signs, right? The way that I see it is your real work starts once they've bought from you. Lead with integrity, and do not, this is a big no-no for me, those outdated, sleazy sales tactics that make people feel like they have to get into loads of debt to work with you. We actively turn people down who aren't a right fit for our programs. We actively tell them not to work with us if they're going to get into debt. So you don't need to do the sleazy stuff. And the other thing is, don't be polarizing online just for the sake of getting engagement. Remember, we want to build a community of people that actually want to engage with us. Just be real, be strategic with what you do. And coming back to what I said about simplicity scales, do less better, be outstanding at the work that you do. So that's the second step. Now, the third one is the one I get to geek out about. This is the thing that I absolutely love. This is what Lisa said to me, and this is what I've just ran with over the last couple of years. Create and launch now one, not 10, one main program that is going to make most of the revenue for the year. This is the third step. Now, you might need to take a little bit of space to develop this. You might need to turn down some paid business or even some social occasions to start creating this in the first place. But I really need you to understand, again with AI, if you have the right tools and understanding, you might not have to sacrifice anywhere near as much time as you think, or we used to have to do it even just 6-8 months ago. Now, I've spoke a lot about Lisa, and I just want to quickly play you this video. So this is Lisa when she spoke at my event, Business Mastery Live, a couple of years ago. It's an event that we did in Leeds. This was the day where things changed for me, right? And I just wanted to give you a couple of minutes, because what happened is I was listening to a talk about the same kind of stuff I'm sharing with you this evening, and this is pre the AI stuff. But she really helped me start to see what is actually possible when we learn how to do this properly. So I'm just going to share this for a couple of minutes, and then we'll keep going. Have a listen.
In the last 7 years, I've achieved more than I ever thought possible. My podcast beat Stephen Bartlett to go to #1 in the UK business charts. Thanks. I'm liking all this clapping. I feel like I'm in America. My book became a Sunday Times bestseller, and just so many things have happened that have been beyond my imagination. So, one main program did the heavy lifting of this 20 million. I have a program called One to Many. When I started the business 7 years ago, I was launching on my own. In April 2020, COVID happened, and I'm about to launch this course called One to Many, and I'm terrified. And I'm like, what if it doesn't work? And then I realized that if it doesn't work, I can blame COVID. So I decided to do it anyway, and it made 460,000. Then I launched it a few months later because obviously I thought it was a fluke. And that time, it made 2.5 million. And then I was like, what is going on? That must have definitely been a fluke. Let's try it again. So I did it a few months later, and it again made money. And I've now done it like 7 times, and every time it's made between 2 and 3 million pounds in a week. So let's talk about niching. You could do a lot of things, and I knew I could do a lot of things. I could help people with email marketing. I could help people write a course. I could help people with being visible. I like all of that. But if I did all of those things, I would be known for nothing. Now, when you're in a Facebook group and someone says, I'm looking for help with my business, does anyone know a business coach? How many things come up? Like hundreds of names, and you're just among them. Same with quite a lot of things out there. There's a lot of people doing the same thing. So I decided to become known for one thing. And that one thing was passive income back then. And don't worry if you're like, I don't want to pigeonhole myself. Once you get known for it, you can then broaden it. I now teach all of the things that I told you I wanted to teach. But at the beginning, I needed to be known for one thing so that when in a Facebook group, people said, I really want to learn how to do courses or memberships, only my name would come up. And so I got known for it. And if you get known for something, you get stages, you get PR, you get all of the good things. Now, there's a myth that the only way you can really make passive income online is if you're teaching more people how to make money, like a sort of giant pyramid scheme. But I don't believe that's the only way to make money. In fact, 2 of my biggest clients who have made the most money here, Caroline Strawson, she helps people who have been in narcissistic abusive relationships. Nothing to do with money. She's made millions of pounds. Lauren came to me and she said, I really want to work with people, have a membership, but not to do with anything that I already do in my business. What she was doing in her business at that time was dressing up as an elf and going to people's workplaces for kids. So she didn't want a membership on that, understandably. And so I was like, well, what do you like? She said, well, I like lots of things. And I said, well, if you like something, other people will like it. Join those people together, you have a membership. She said, well, I like going to the theatre. I was like, okay, let's have a membership about people that like the theatre. So she did. She started this membership in lockdown when the theatres were closed, and it was £10 a month for people that like the theatre, and they'd talk about which seats to go to, you know, like Lovies, or they like all of that, don't they? Like, sit in the 3rd row from the back and you get a really good view. And they were talking about all that, and they were interviewing West End stars, and it was brilliant. During the year 2020 to 2022, that membership made over 2 million. She wasn't telling anyone how to make money. So this myth of you have to help people with something to do with business or money isn't true. So what is your one thing that you want to be known for? It doesn't have to be a business thing. It could be something completely different that you make money from.
That just gave me chills because that was literally the talk that changed everything for me, and I just wanted to share that with you. Hopefully it inspired you in the way that it inspired me. But let's talk about this right now. If you're going to create that one main program, here's some tips on how we need to do it. So the first thing is we need to ensure it is what we call a no-brainer irresistible offer. And what we mean by that is it should solve your target audience's key problem and banish any objections that they may have. So this is where you need to think about exactly what your ideal client wants and needs. So you need to be clear on their objections, their fears, their desires, their goals, their challenges, and ensure your program speaks to all of them. Now, what I would suggest you do is take some time to write these all out. Again, AI can help you with it. And then next to each one of the issues or the challenges, you make sure you've got something included in your offer that speaks to that. So for example, my main signature program, Online Business Mastery, we know our ideal client doesn't really love tech. So we made sure there's tech support, there's templates, there's things done for you, there's AI tools that do half of it. We made sure there's things in the offer that made sure that they would be like, okay, that sounds good. We also know that building a business, especially in the earlier stages, it can feel quite lonely. Does anyone else feel like they're a bit of a weirdo in the family? Nobody else gets it. And so we made sure there's a big emphasis on the community and having a group with you. We also made sure the length of time was months, because quite often, just doing a course and then needing to do it all on your own, people need time to implement the stuff, for it not to work, to fall off the wagon and still know that they've got your support there. We made sure there was accountability. We also made sure it was affordable for our ideal client, and we also offered payment plans. So that just gives you an idea to get thinking about when you're developing your offer, how can you make sure there's something included that speaks to everything your ideal client might be thinking and feeling, which comes back to step one, why we need to niche down, because it makes that easier as well. Now, when it comes to launching that offer, first thing is don't rush it. Take time. I will often say you need an approximately time frame of around about 12 weeks plus to get yourself into a great position for a successful launch. It takes time to create the interest and the intrigue and build up to it. And I also recommend you have an open and shut cart period. For example, around 7 days where people can join. And after day 7, you close the cart and you don't let them in, because human beings are indecisive. Right? They think, oh, this sounds really good. I actually need that. Oh, but maybe next week, maybe next month, maybe next year, and maybe never. And it's your job to encourage them to get involved so you can help them get the results that they want. And an open and closed cart can help with that. Now, you might be thinking, Matt, I hear you, but I don't know what my thing is. So what are you going to launch? Would it be a course, a group program, a membership? Is it something else? Well, I want to talk you through the 6 main models you can think about for your launch. So the first one is an online course. This is something we create once, but can sell forever. The second is a digital product, things like ebooks, templates, guides. Membership is where we can have that subscription-based, predictable monthly recurring income. Coaching programs. So to be clear, you can launch one-to-one services, right? You can do that. Especially if you're newer to business, it can be a great way to get all your clients in rather than constantly having to put it out there on Facebook every week for new clients. Group program is where there's like a live group training cohort. And then there's a new way that is working right now in 2026. And of course, I'm just teasing you. I will tell you what that new way is. So I think it's important to look about the advantages and limitations to each, because everybody's going to be at different stages in business. Everybody's going to want to work differently to other people. So it's important you have the self-awareness to know what is right for you. So let's look at each one of these. An online course, the advantages is it's dead scalable. Create it once, sell it many times. Flexible delivery, you could do it live or have an evergreen self-study, and it can literally work while you sleep, which I know sounds like a big claim, but you can have fully automated sales and delivery. Now, the limitations are it takes a lot of time to build it properly, because this is something you want to be able to sell time and time again. It needs consistent marketing and traffic to keep bringing the money in. And the real reason that I think there's a limitation here is people are generally bored of just courses and not as inclined to buy. So be aware of that. Digital products can be great because they're the fastest type of product to create and get to market. There's near zero delivery cost. It's almost pure profit. 100% automated, no fulfillment, no postage, no hassle. Can be a perfect low ticket entry point into your world. And AI can help you build it in literally a short amount of time. Now, the limitations are it is a low price point, so you'd need a big audience to make it meaningful. It's easy for competitors to replicate, and it is harder to differentiate as the market gets more crowded. Now, a membership, the advantage to a membership is you can create predictable recurring monthly revenue. Anybody on this call feels like business is really unpredictable? You have good months, bad months. This can be the solution. It is literally like the holy grail. And it can deepen your relationship with your community over time. It can mean the income compounds over time as you retain members. And it's a very scalable model. Very simply, like in our membership, we do 1 Zoom call a week. Now, if we have 50 members, 500 members, 5,000 members, 5 trillion gazillion members, we still just have to do 1 call a week. So it can be a really scalable model. But the limitations are it's going to need ongoing commitment on some level because you've got to keep putting stuff in each month. Retention is a lot harder than most people expect. Churn is very real. And again, it's low monthly price generally, which means you need serious volume to be able to hit good targets. Now, you can launch a one-to-one program. Now, the advantages are it's going to be more premium. So it's the highest revenue per individual client. You can create deep, genuine transformation for the people you work with. It will validate your frameworks and methods fast when you're working one-to-one. And it's often the fastest path to first income for new entrepreneurs. For people who are brand new, I do usually, there's always exceptions to rules, do generally say that's probably a good first thing to launch. But the limitations, as we know, is it's still trading time for money. So scale is limited. Growth is capped until you move to more group or leverage model. And basically, it's hard to take a flipping holiday with all your money stopping coming in. So then that brings us to a group program. Now, the advantages to a group program, you can still have more premium pricing without the one-to-one time commitment. You get the advantage of the cohort energy and peer accountability. The community is built in, which creates social proof naturally. It's way more scalable than one-to-one, and AI again can handle a lot of the admin and the content as you scale it. Now, the limitations are you do need to teach this live generally, and a cohort model means regular relaunches and ongoing enrollment. It's harder to onboard students who then miss that start window, so you can't then necessarily let them back in until you launch again. But what is the thing that I know and I see is working best generally in 2026? It is this. It's what I'm calling the hybrid model. So it's multiple things put together. So it's a group program that still has structured course content, built-in community and accountability, and AI tools that are woven throughout your program. So students can now get results faster with more support and less friction. Basically, folks, when you do this well, you can just launch this once or twice a year, get some incredible transformation for lots of people, and get a lot of income just from those launches, meaning you don't have to show up for the rest of the year to keep making great money if you don't want to. So think about it as these three different boxes. The first thing in your offer is that it's a group program. So with that, it's got the live teaching, access to speak directly to you, community support, and the community energy and the peer accountability. The second thing is the course content. So this is the structured, simple learning pathway with a clear beginning, middle, and end, which that part you create once and can just sell many times. And then the really exciting bit, which again, don't stress if you're not a techie person. This is probably not as hard as you think. You build in software and tools that will help students do the work faster, get 2 to 3 times the results from the same time they invest. So students can reach solutions and outcomes without needing to ask you on live sessions. So what we've found in the past is when you're doing just group programs and you're teaching live, you might do some Q&As, which is brilliant, but some people don't want to ask questions in a group environment. But when you have really good AI software and tools and you have a chatbot and all that kind of thing, they can solve the problems in between sessions without even needing to ask you. So to be clear, this is what's generally working best right now. It's not just coaching, it's not just a course, it's guided AI-powered learning experience, and it's what the market is rewarding in 2026. Now, when it comes to launching that main program, one thing I didn't understand is the numbers, and I want to give you them tonight because we need to be data-led. We need to be strategic and not just emotional about our launches. Now, I always shout out Teresa Heath Waring. She's actually speaking in my membership tomorrow. I can't wait for her to speak to our members. She is amazing when it comes to launches. She taught me these numbers, and I'm going to share them with you today because if you don't know what the general launch averages are, you might be well on average, but you think you're failing and you think it's going rubbish. So this is really important to know. So when we launch that program, we're going to do what is known as a free launch event. So this could be a summit, a multiple day challenge, a webinar, a masterclass, a workshop, something that we promote to give people an opportunity to try before they buy. They get an opportunity to learn from us. And then at the end of it, they go, do you know what? I like you. You're dead good. I actually think you could help me beyond this. So with that in mind, there's 4 metrics you need to think about. The first one is, what is your current audience size? And in this example, we're going to talk about email list. Then there's how many people sign up to your free event. Then, as we know, just because people sign up don't necessarily mean they bother to show up. And then the 4th metric is how many people to buy in the end. Now, I'm just going to share you the industry general average conversions. You can expect between 15 to 30% of your audience to sign up to the free event. And of them, you can expect between 20 to 40% to actually show up live. And then we take the free signups and we look at how many of those convert into buyers, because if people don't show up live, they still might watch the replay, or they might still see your market and go, wow, that sounds really good, I need that, and they still might buy. So the average conversion is between 1 to 8%. And I know this is the moment where it's like, why, like, bloody hell, that is small. But when we do it right, that can still make us a lot of money. And I just want to share you the exact stats from a launch that I did over a year ago. This was the first relaunch of my membership. At the time, I only had 3,500 on my email list, so it wasn't huge. I wasn't one of these people with millions on my email list or 50,000 or anything like that. And we actually got 111 people join, which is a conversion of nearly 12%. Remember, I said the top end is 1 to 8%. We did 12%. And from the signups, it was 27%, which again is at the top end. The average industry average is between 15 to 30%. So when you're planning a launch, it's really useful to know these numbers. And this is an example Teresa spoke us through, which I think is really useful to share. Imagine you've got 1,000 people on your email list. Let me know in the chat right now if you already have 1,000 or more people on your email list, or you know that it is possible. We're not talking about millions or tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands, just 1,000 people that could come onto your email list. Let me know if that's possible. And then let's just play out a scenario to get your brain going, to start thinking about your launches. Let's look at the lowest percents. So remember those averages, if we look at it playing out with the lowest percents. So 15 people would sign up to your free event, which is 150 people. Of them, 20% of people show up, which is 30 people. And of them, 1% buys, which is about 1.5 person, which I'm not quite sure how that looks, so don't ask me. But if we had a main program that was £997 and we had about 2 people buy, it's just short of £2,000, which for your first launch, you might be like, brilliant, I've tried it, I've tested it, got a couple of people to work with, made a couple of grand. But then this is the power of knowing your numbers and knowing what tweaks to make, the small 1% differences that make the huge difference. Now let's just take it to the other end of average. Remember, we did above average, but just at the top end. If we now still had just 1,000 people on our email list, but the higher end conversions are what we hit, we'd now get 30% of people signing up, which would be 300 people. You'd now get 40% of people showing up, which would be 120 people. And then 8% buy, which would be 24 people, which means with the same number of people on your email list, and the same price of the course, you've now had just short of a £24,000 launch. Now, if you feel you've done launching before and it's flopped and it hasn't worked, we need to look at why, because the small tweaks can make the whole difference. And the other thing I want to make really clear, which Lisa covered in that video, is you don't have to just teach business. And I want to shout out a few people who might be on this call tonight. First person up is Natalie McKenzie. She's absolutely incredible. She's working with me in our mastermind. Now, Natalie has another full business that she works really hard at. But then because she's an entrepreneur, she started something else, a brand new business. And just a few weeks ago, she did her first online launch. Now, her business is helping people with cognitive health. It's helping them with brain health, right? And her first launch did over £15,000 from that launch. Plus, she also had upsells, downsells, and made more money afterwards. Shout out to Jen, who literally, when I started working with her, didn't have a business. We created the business with her, we worked together, and eventually she created an online art business, which her first launch of her program did, I believe, over £11,000, and she created a membership that brings in money every single month. And she even created a Facebook group that in a short space of time grew to over, I believe, 70,000 people that joined that. I think Jen might be amongst us. Give us a whoop in the chat if you're here, Jen. Also want to speak about Jenna Farmer, who is in our mastermind. Jenna also has a membership. Hers is around PR, helping people get in the press, and she already has got over 100 people in her membership, and we're working right now on how to double it. And her words, not mine. She says, I'm well on the way to hitting my target this year. And I also want to shout out Matt. Matt came to me with an acting business. So he teaches actors. And at the time of working with me, he'd already been in business for over a decade. But I'm very proud to say this, I'm going to boast for a moment. Within 3 months of working with me, we took his in-person business and we took it online, and he had tripled his income, monthly income that is, just from learning about this online stuff that I teach. So there are many ways you can do this. There's just a shout out of some of my clients. But the fourth and final step, very simply, is when you've launched that program, you just need to evaluate, from the results from the first launch, figure out what worked, why, what didn't, why, and what needs to evolve. And then we can continue to grow the audience and relaunch on repeat or create an evergreen sales system if we want. Now, beyond those 4 steps is where it gets bloody amazing, all right? Because once you've done the hard work in the first year or so, then we can, once it's been successfully launched, that main program, potentially you might have launched it a couple of times, we can then, this is the bit people miss, reinvest a % of your profits so you can start to get help from a team. You can now use AI agents to reset everything up for your next future launches. And you can start paying some of the money into things like Meta ads, Facebook, Instagram ads to do the audience growth stuff for you whilst you do something else. Seriously, folks, once your first few launches have been tried, tested, and tweaked, you really can begin to grow into a position where you don't have to do that much, but can still be earning a lot of money. And now it's even better, right? I'm literally losing my mind here because I really hope you're getting my passion about what is available to us in a 2026 world with AI. Everything I've spent nearly 16 years of blood, sweat, and tears learning is now available to you in a fraction of the time. So we're going to dive into a little bit of the AI stuff. And don't worry, I haven't forgot one of you is winning a prize tonight. We're going to do some Q&A. We are going to get there. But I just want us to touch on AI because this could change your, not just your business, but your life tonight. So content that used to take a week now can take an afternoon. Courses, outlines, and the sales copy, email sequences can be AI assisted in minutes. A small % of the work can get you 10x the results. Now, here's a way that this can look, and this is a bit you might want to take some notes on, get a picture, that kind of stuff. So if we look about niching down, which is what I spoke about tonight, AI can do the market research for you. It can research your market, find the gaps, validate your ideas in hours. When you look at the audience growth, AI can help with content ideas, captions, emails, and finding that audience for you. Just like the prompt that we've given you all tonight, that can help you find the podcast, the memberships, the award ceremonies you want to pitch to. It can do it for you. The third step is when you're creating your program, AI can outline the course. It can write your scripts, build your quiz for you. When it comes to launching that program, AI can create your sales page, your opt-in pages, your webinar slides it can do for you. It can write your email sequence. It can create your ads for you. And when you're wanting to scale that business to the bigger levels, AI can handle the customer onboarding, the general processes, the FAQs, and the community content. So that is just side by side looking at what it can do for you. Before AI, and this literally was me when I did my first launch, it took me 3 months to create my course. With AI today, you can do it in a week with AI-assisted outline, script, and quizzes. Back before AI, if you wanted to hire a good quality copywriter, it was £2,000 plus. Now you can have a sales page written with AI in minutes. Email nurture sequence would have taken days. Now you can get 30 emails done in an hour. Market research took weeks. Now you can get your customer avatar and competitor analysis done in an hour. Funnel builds could take months and you spend thousands of pounds sometimes, and now a funnel can be fully mapped out and the copy on it ready in a week. Now you do want to put the human element to it. You don't want to just fully rely on AI, but this is about working smart and working in harmony together with AI. And I want to just give you some tools, some recommendations that you can use right now to help you in your business. I'm not just going to give you the tools. I'm going to tell you what part they best play in each in your business. So first one is Claude. Let me know in the chat who already uses Claude. It's absolutely amazing, especially Claude Cowork. So this can be best for creating your strategy, writing your copy, creating your slides, and doing your overall planning. Basically, think of Claude as like your AI companion that works with you. The second recommendation I'm going to give you is Notebook LM. Now, Notebook LM can be brilliant for turning your course, your content, and your transcripts into new content formulas. The third one, has anybody heard of Granola? Not the breakfast, just to be clear. That can be an amazing software that will help capture your ideas and live teachings as searchable notes that can then become your content. Opus Clips, I don't know if anyone's been using that. It didn't used to be great. It now is much better. It can turn one live. So, for example, if you're doing a podcast or a YouTube or a live video, it can take one long video and turn it into 10 plus short clips that can work really well for social media. And then the dead exciting one is chat-based. This can help you build your own chatbot that is trained on your content without any coding experience needed. And this is what's available to us all right now. Now, I know that's a lot of different software. I know I'm giving you a lot of information. I know like each one of these they generally have free versions and paid versions. So I know it might feel like it's a lot. And this is where we might just be able to bloody help you tonight. This is something that I don't see many people speaking about or even having available to buy right now to help you. Just imagine this. Imagine if there was just one piece of software that incorporates everything that you need in one place that is trained to be an expert specifically on scaling your online business. So in other words, it's not a generalist that helps everyone with everything like ChatGPT. It's a specialist that has been trained on exactly what you're working on building. Oh, I'm so excited. But basically, that's what we've got for you. You don't need to buy all of them if you don't want to. You can just have this one software. But before we go into that, again, how are we doing? I know this has been a lot. Give me some energy in the chat. I'm sweating. In fact, I can smell my armpits from here. It's horrible. But I know that's a lot of information. So let me just recap very briefly on what we've covered just to kind of consolidate. So if you want to make more money online, give me a hell yeah in the chat if you do. And if you want to do it in a way that will lead to you eventually not having to solely trade your time for that money, this is what you need to do. Firstly, identify where you've been going wrong this far. Call yourself out. Right? Be honest. Have you been starting and stopping and not truly committing to one solid idea for long enough? Or are you somebody that's constantly struggling to start anything proper because you still need that 100% certainty before you do anything instead of that 51% certainty that Stephen Bartlett and Barak spoke about? Or are you constantly thinking you can do this alone and you are not investing in getting help from those who have done it? Now, remember, in 2026, you ideally remember we spoke about the business model, you ideally want to create something that has minimal overheads and staff, has a maximum profit margin, and can be scalable without needing to constantly have to have you showing up for it. Remember, I spoke about you need to build a loyal audience and not necessarily a big one. You need to leverage social media by creating authentic content. Remember, I showed you the reels, the carousels, the trial reels, and you want to spend time building that genuine community. And then the exciting bit is lead with one main program. Do it well, launch it well, that can do the heavy lifting, but don't rush it. Remember to deliver outstanding value to your customer and always lead with integrity. Make sure you are using the AI software that is available to you right now that can help you do everything better so you provide a better service, faster so you can do it quicker, and easier so it doesn't have to stress you out than ever before. Now, drum roll, please. Let me ask you this. As you think about all that, hopefully it's got you inspired, it's given you some ideas, some light bulb moments, but if you had to choose right now between trying to implement all of this on your own without any of the guidance, the AI software, the strategy, the support, or you can have someone, i.e. me, who has already successfully achieved this and helped many others achieve it time and time again, who can guide you, work with you, and literally support you through every step of the way of doing this until you actually succeed and get the results that you want. Be honest, which would you choose? Put a 1 in the chat if you're going to be a bore and be like, oh, I'll just do it all on my own. I don't need help. Or a 2 in the chat if you are somebody who would rather have the help, the support and guidance and get there quicker with more ease. This is the moment we've been building up to 4 months. I'm so excited to share this. And I know this is the bit where everyone then goes, right, I'm leaving now. He's just going to pitch to us and he just wants our money. Let me tell you now, this really could be completely life-changing if you get involved with it. And I'm excited for you to sign up and give us your money because I genuinely know that what we're delivering is worth so much more. Like, you're getting the good end of the deal here. So if you are really interested in starting, growing, or scaling an online business, not allowing the fear to creep in and letting the overthinking and the overwhelm lead to another 12 to 24 months of barely any substantial change in your life, and you're instead genuinely ready to start making tens of thousands of pounds a month, I would like to invite those of you, if you're here with me right now, and we only do this once a year, so you have to get in now or you miss out for a whole year. I'd like to invite you to, here we go. This is Online Launch and AI Mastery. Now, this is a 10-module program combining of nearly 16 years of business experience to help you genuinely break through those blocks and start earning more money for less time. Plus, there's also 6 months of daily support to ensure you succeed. And this is the big game changer. Are you ready? That software I spoke about, it exists right now. The big game changer is you're going to receive AI training, templates, tools, and resources to ensure 3 things. Now, I really hope this bit goes in. All right. So there's 3 things that AI is going to do for you in this program. The first one is we're going to teach you how you can build AI into your programs, your courses, or memberships yourself, which is meaning you can give better delivery than ever before, right? Think about having your own chatbot, your own AI-assisted quizzes. This is the stuff we're going to help you create in your offers, which is going to set you apart. I think 2 things. It's going to set you apart from people who are not yet doing this, and most people aren't. But very quickly, this is going to be the thing you have to have, or you're going to really struggle to sell online. So that's the first thing. We're going to help you do all that. You'll be taught it. You'll be shown how to do it. The second thing, though, is we're also going to give you the AI tools, resources, and prompts, just like we gave you tonight. That was one little thing. We've got so many other things to give you that are all designed to help you with your launch. So think when you come to doing your launch, think about assets like your email nurture sequence, your lead magnet, your webinar slides, all these things that can just be created for you in minutes when you understand how to use these resources we're giving you, rather than it taking you months. So that's the second thing. Your next launch can be easier, faster than it's ever been. And then the third part is, just like we're going to teach you to do with your students, if you become a student of ours, we're going to have AI built into our program, making the whole experience of learning and implementing easier than it has ever been before. So some of you already know about my chatbot called MattBot. It took us a long time to think of that name. But there's going to be that in there. There's going to be quizzes to help you solve issues fast before each module. You know, I spoke about earlier about if you don't want to ask questions, it's been designed in a way where you can find solutions in between us teaching the modules. So the whole program gives you access to a built-in software that asks you questions, you answer it, and then it stores those answers and then guides you through the whole process and can do most of it for you. Like, I hope this is making sense what this actually is. So rather than just joining a course where I tell you what to do and then you've got to do it, the AI side of it is going to help understand where you're at, what you're trying to achieve. And then as I teach you each module, it's going to be helping you figure out what to do. And then with the prompts, the tools, the resources, it'll do a lot of it for you, right? And you'll have access to the new improved MattBot. And for the first time, so we already have MattBot in my membership. The feedback's been incredible. People literally, say that it's like speaking to me, and they get so many things resolved without needing to speak to me. You'll have access to MattBot 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to help you through this process. And for the first time ever, which this might be the thing that puts you off and makes you not want to buy, it is a voice version of me. It literally has my voice. After tonight, you might be like, bloody hell, I never want to hear it again. But it is absolutely incredible. And it is being trained on all my teaching, all my training. It's also been trained on this whole course. So it even knows things like what dates things are happening. If you're like, MattBot, when's the next module? It will tell you. Like, it's literally trained on everything, and it is there to support you throughout every step of the way. Not only that, you're going to get our launch conversion calculator. So remember I showed you those numbers? There's little sliders you can press to try and figure out the numbers. And then from that, you can set your goals for your launch. And there's also a launch timeline planner. So you just put in there the date of your launch, and it reverse engineers what you need to be doing every week. So it is really, really clear. Now, basically, I bloody love her. I have partnered with an AI expert who is based in Orlando, Florida, called Rebecca Whitney. And this is, I say with absolute confidence, this is my best, most useful program yet. And to be clear, this is a woman who worked as part of a team to scale a business from $10 million to $100 million in just 4 years. So she has really worked at a high level and she understands how to scale. But the thing I really love about her and why I really wanted to work with her on this project is not just how smart she is and how experienced she is and how great she is with AI, but she also uses AI from a standpoint of humanity always. She is really big on that. She leads by always putting humans at the front of everything she does. So the thing that she speaks about is, I want AI to enhance what we do as humans, not replace it. And I think from an ethics standpoint and integrity standpoint, this is really important to me. And that is literally Rebecca through and through. Now, I just want to quickly go through this, and then we are going to announce the winner and we're going to do some Q&A. But just to help you understand, I'm going to teach you these modules live, and Rebecca's going to be joining me on most of these modules as well. So how it looks like is this. The first module, I'm going to walk you through the complete process of designing an irresistible no-brainer one-to-many offer. We're going to decide whether a course, membership, or group program is the right fit for you. We're going to map out your ideal client, build your full offer structure, and stack it with bonuses, upsells, and downsells that maximize your revenue. This is literally the start of your scalable business. Module 2, we then map out that launch. I'm going to help you plan the entire launch from start to finish. We're going to go through the launch numbers so you know exactly what's achievable, map out the timeline, lock in the dates, and set clear, ambitious targets so that there's no more guessing, just a really confident, structured launch plan ready to execute on. Module 3, I'm going to teach you my unique fans method, my proven approach to building an audience that actually buys. You're going to learn about high converting lead magnets, master the email marketing strategies that gets results without being pushy or sleazy. And you're going to build a nurture sequence that warms your list and primes them to buy completely on autopilot. And then the fourth one, we're joined by the most incredible soul, Laura Robson. For anyone who hates tech, do not stress. Laura has got you. She's going to do a full module going through it all, explaining exactly what you need on the tech side of your launch, from setting up your CRM system to building your opt-in page and sales page. You'll get step-by-step guidance, done for you templates, and the confidence to have everything live and ready to go. Now, if anybody's done programs like this before, you need to understand that on most of these modules, I'll teach my bit, and then Rebecca's going to tell you how AI can do it for you, or how AI can assist you, or what we need to think about with AI. So it's not like anything that's done before, let alone the AI software that you've got helping you as well. Module 5 is the growing your audience. That spotlight strategy I gave you the screenshot of. I'm going to go through it in absolute depth so you know how to build your audience. And then module 6, you'll have already been learning from Rebecca most weeks, but module 6 is all her. So in this module, this is the one I'm really excited for. Rebecca will show you exactly how to implement AI into your programs in a way that genuinely saves you time, increases your output, and makes your entire operation smarter and more efficient. She'll even teach you how to create your own chatbot version of you. Who wants a chatbot? She's going to help you do it, and you're going to walk away with the tools, the workflows, and the shortcuts that most successful business owners are using right now, so you can do more with less. Module 7, we then develop your program. I'll help you figure out whether to teach it live or pre-record. Module 8, I'll give you the masterclass launch formula. Module 9, I'm going to teach you about affiliates, joint ventures, and partners so that we can get into other people's audiences to help us have more reach, more buyers, and a bigger launch. And then the final module, module 10, is all about launch week and after the launch analysis. So in this final module, I will take you through the complete launch week checklist so that nothing falls through the cracks. You'll learn how to protect your energy when the pressure is on, maximize the revenue with post-sale upselling, and run a thorough post-launch analysis so that your next launch beyond it can be even bigger than this one. Now, please note, all sessions are going to be around 2 hours. There'll also be Q&A for extra clarity, so you'd need to block out 7 to 9 p.m. each evening. There will be replays, of course, so don't stress, and I will go through the dates again in a moment. So you might be like, right, that sounds cool. All right, Matt, is that it? No, you're also going to get an extra 3 months of live 2-hour group Q&A sessions, which is taking us working together through to the end of this year. Now, again, they will be recorded, and they will provide an extra opportunity for you to speak with me, the real version of me, obtain further support on implementing everything you're learning, and overcome challenges you may be facing at various points in your journey. That's where we really get the benefit of being part of a community as well. And again, they will be recorded. Okay, surely that's enough, Matt. No, it's flipping not. I've got 7 more massive bonuses for you too. Now, you've heard about her this evening, the queen of launching herself, the lady that you saw speaking on my stage a few years ago, Lisa Johnson, my personal mentor, who has done over £22 million, which is around $30 million in launches over the past 8 years. She's going to be here to teach you live how to put personal branding at the forefront of everything you do to make sure AI only enhances your work and doesn't take away from it. We've also got my very own ads specialist, the amazing Sam Pillin. She's going to be here to help you. She has over 26 years experience with ads and marketing. And she's going to be delivering a full masterclass on the psychology of ads, what works, what doesn't, and how you can set up ads to convert. So when you're ready to reinvest profits and start growing things on autopilot with ads, Sam is going to show you how to do that. Bonus 3, we've got the GEO Masterclass taught by the amazing Ray Dillon. Basically, in a nutshell, GEO is the new SEO, but more important, Ray Dillon is here to help you learn how to rank in the LLMs, the large language models, search engine, so that people start finding your business through ChatGPT and Claude. And bonus number 4 is... basically, we all know that most people who buy traditional courses do not go on to actually complete them. Now, first and foremost, let me tell you right now, folks, this is not a traditional course. This is already so much better and different. But even more than that, we're bringing in leading cognitive expert Natalie McKenzie, who's going to do a few different bonus sessions with you on how you can stay consistent, you can stay focused, sharp, and actually stick with us till the end so you implement everything that you learn. And bonus number 5, this is another biggie. I'm giving you my last course. So you're going to get access to modules from my previous signature program, Online Business Mastery. That's right. My previous course is ready right now, tonight, for you to start working your way through immediately. It includes modules on how to get started for those of you that are more beginners in business, how to create your ideal client avatar. And what's really cool is my whole 6-part social media mastery module is all there and available for you. And then bonus 6 is that you're going to get an exclusive Facebook and WhatsApp accountability group for support over the next 6 months. And then the final bonus, you've heard about her a moment ago, Laura Robson. She's also going to be doing some extra implementation sessions. So that's our tech expert who is there to help make sure we're here to hold your hand and solve all your tech problems so you don't need to stress if you don't like tech like me. Now, I know what you're thinking. Just get on with it, Matt. How much bloody money do you want from me? I just want to know if I can do it or not. Now, again, I find this all a little bit wanky when it's all like, this should cost this, and this would be this, and they add it all up. It's not really my favourite way of doing things, but I want to be really honest. These numbers, based on my experience of what I've invested, and importantly, folks, the calibre of people I'm bringing to you, people like Lisa and Rebecca and Laura, these are conservative numbers. And if you just added these up, it would be over £24,000. But of course, you're not going to pay that. This is the moment. This is the opportunity to you if you want to take it before we close our cart. If you want to raise your hand like those people did that day at my event and you want to say yes to this, I'm going to give away almost 16 years worth of business experience in this succinct step-by-step course format that is all taught live. I honestly believe this is my best work today, and in the future, I intend to sell this program as my flagship pre-recorded course, which means there'll be no live sessions. And the course alone is going to be sold at £2,500, which really is, if you think about it, an absolute steal. When you think if you just follow this step by step, you're equipping yourself with a guide to earn tens of thousands of pounds from each launch, and you get all the AI software. So just one successful launch in your business will mean you've made back more than the entire price of the program. But I need to get the word out there, basically, and that is where you come in if you're listening to this now. If you're listening to this webinar, I have some good news. You don't have to even pay the £2,500. I am giving you the opportunity right now, should you wish to accept it, of 60% off that price, meaning you'll get everything, including all those bonuses, the AI software for just $997, and you can get started for even less than that right now, which I'll tell you about in a moment. You're going to get immediate access right now to the AI software, the tools, the prompts, the resources. My previous course, Online Business Mastery, is there waiting for you. The opportunity to join us then live for all 10 new modules, the bonus resources, the guest expert sessions, the 6 months of support in the Facebook group and the accountability, and the 6 months of technical support. Plus, you're also going to be invited to the additional live 2-hour sessions to ensure, folks, that this time you have the very best chance of genuinely making the money you want without constantly having to build in a way that takes your time. If you commit to this program, I'm going to be serious for a moment, and you follow it step by step, it is highly likely you're going to make all your money back plus earn thousands more in less than 6 months. So the opportunity is this. You get to personally work with me at a fraction of my one-to-one packages. Now, I currently charge £3,500 per month for one-to-one coaching. I want to be clear, you're getting 6 months with me for less than it costs for 1 month. And I can't do the work for you, so that I'm clear about that. But I am genuinely here for you every step of the way to ensure you have the best possible chance of success so that we can add you to my most recent success stories. And not only that, we're also going to give you an affiliate link so that once everyone starts saying, oh my God, how did you do that launch? How are you being so successful? You'll simply recommend this course and you'll bag yourself 30% commission, just to be clear, of the price it's going to be. Right? So that means anybody that buys through your link, you'll get £700 per sale, which means you've nearly covered the cost from just one sale. So the doors are officially open. This is a moment we've been working our way to for a long time. If you go to that link right now, our incredible team are putting it in the chat right now. Head on over there. You can get started for just $997, or we're doing an absolutely bonkers payment plan. You can do 12 lots of £84, which means you get everything and you can start tonight for just £84. And it does include VAT for those of you who are VAT registered. So that's 12 payments of £84 every 30 days. Who the bloody hell's drawing all over me bloody thing there? But I love it. Hey, highlight it even more. Do a circle around it. Don't bother. That's your payment plans. You can either pay in full $997 or you can do it £84. But you need to know about this, right? We've got some fast action bonuses. So the first 30 of you, if you act fast, I'm going to offer you something even more special at no extra cost. They've practically given me a mustache there, haven't they? Nice big yellow mustache. There we go. It's gone. The first 30 of you are going to get 2 one-to-one Zoom sessions with me. And I want to be really clear, that is not with MattBot. It's with me and you on Zoom, just like the lovely Savannah is here, where you can ask me any questions about your business idea, where you're stuck, the challenges you're facing, and where you need some guidance and clarity. This is your opportunity to get my personal help on a private one-to-one session. But I want to be clear, it's only available to the first 30 of you. And whether you pay in full or in installments, as long as you're one of the first 30, you get these extra one-to-one sessions with me. And not only that, plus there's another. For the first 50 people, 50, if you pay in full, so this is only the first 50 that pay in full, you're also going to be invited to a full in-person day with me and guest experts. So this is a full day of business strategy working on your business in person. Now, this is going to take place at a top lovely hotel in Leeds, so you're going to need to travel to this if you want this. It's going to be a full day with just 50 of you and myself and some guest experts in person, and you're going to get it for free. This is just a bonus if you decide to pay in full this evening. Now, the date for that, so cancel your plans, even if you're getting married, I don't care, cancel the wedding. The 10th of July, Friday the 10th of July in Leeds. This is a bonus for free. We're going to put on lunch. We're going to give you a nice room in a hotel. We're going to give you great speakers. We're also going to give you the opportunity to network and meet each other in person for no extra cost. And with that in mind, I just wanted to share this. This is one in-person day with me. You can see there I started a little WhatsApp group with the people that joined me for that in-person day. And I literally put a WhatsApp in there saying, can everyone reply, how much money have you made in the last 48 hours? So this is just 2 days after being on that VIP day with me. You can see Jen, and by the way, this has been shared with permission. Jen says, I have made 2 sales and I have 12 warm leads. Adi says 2 sales, 3 warm leads. Wayne says I've made 1 sale, 3 warm leads. And Beth says £500 is on its way. So just while you're making a decision, by the way, we're going to do some Q&A in a moment. And we're also going to announce the winner. I told you I'd bribe you to stay to the very bitter end. But before we do that, here is the impact, not from me just waffling on about how amazing I think I am, but from the people that did that one in-person day. This is what they said, and I just want you to think, imagine what 6 months of being part of this program could do for you. Have a quick listen, and then we'll do some Q&A.
I've just been on a full in-person strategy day with Matt Hall.
Been absolutely amazing. I'm not just saying this, it was like 100 times better than I thought it was ever going to be.
What an experience. Pushed to my limits, yes.
Oh my gosh, I have thoroughly enjoyed this. There's literally no experience like it.
I came in quite stuck about where I needed to go forward. The stuff that we've been through absolutely just made me think, wow, I'm leaving. I know exactly what I've got to do. I'm excited to move forward.
So different to anything that I've ever done before because it's actually been practical. So there's been implementation of steps that you've learned instead of just learning things and then going home, forgetting them, or just procrastinating.
And already I've actually seen quite a bit of results on a post that I've put up during this time here.
I know what I need to earn or I want to earn from my business. Reverse engineering that back to what I need to do in order to get there has been amazing.
Just being around like-minded people, growing beyond your belief.
I'm so proud of the fact that I've done it and the other people in the room. I saw the apprehension, I saw the nerves on people's faces as they're walking in. And seeing them walking out with a smile on the face is absolutely amazing.
Matt and Helen are super lovely, super down to earth, and just make you feel really comfortable.
It just pushes you to do better and to see better. Today I actually came in with a target that I thought was okay. But actually being in this environment and listening to Matt and hearing his advice, he made me realise that actually I could do double that. And he made it very simple. He really broke it down for me and made it doable.
I 100% recommend anybody that's stuck and needs help with their business, come and see Matt.
If you are on the fence about making an investment in something like this, I would just say to go for it. I know it's easier said than done, but the connections that you make on the day, or even sometimes the implementations that you make there and then, can be a return in itself to what you even invested in the first place.
You're investing into your business to put your trust in yourself, put your trust in your ideas and someone who's done it, someone who's been there. I just couldn't recommend this enough to anyone out there. I'm just raring to go.
I've had an amazing day and maybe I will see you on the next one.
So just to be clear, if you pay in full this evening, you get a full bonus day like that included for no extra charge, just as a bonus. All for $9.97. Or if you'd rather take the payment plan, it's just £84 tonight and then 30 lots of £84. And you get the one-to-ones if you're in the first 30. It is looking like we might have sold out of them. I know that sounds bonkers. I can see so many people that have signed up instantly, which is absolutely amazing. And thank you, honestly, from the bottom of my heart. One thing I want to say is I will give you everything I possibly can to truly help and support you. I do not take this lightly when we're getting sales like this, but thank you so much. I can't do the exact maths. It doesn't say, but looking at it, it looks like we've possibly sold out of the one-to-one bonus. There's a lot of people that have bought paying full. So there's definitely still looking like space for the in-person day. But you do need to act fast if you want those bonuses. But thank you so much. A massive shout out to everybody that is here with us. If I just have a look over here. Yeah, I can see Ellie's just bought, Kirsty. We have got Melanie, we've got Marie, we've got Charmaine, we've got Denise, we've got Alison, we've got Ben, we've got Leslie, we've got John, we've got Janine, we've got Shuheb, we've got Claire, we've got Faye, we've got Jenny, we've got David, we've got Sally, we've got Liz, we've got Kevin, we've got Sarah, we've got Elaine. Just a massive welcome. It's so exciting to be able to work with you all. What I want to do is just make sure you've got a screenshot. Those, if you're not sure about the dates for your diary, just a reminder that everything will be recorded and you'll have lifetime access to these modules. We are actually kicking stuff off next week. I cannot flipping wait. Tuesday, the 9th of June. That is the first date you need. Tuesday, the 9th of June. It's going to be 7 p.m. Most of them are going to be 7 p.m. UK time. We're doing an onboarding session before we fully dive into everything. Rebecca, our amazing AI expert, is going to be there. We're going to welcome you and help you understand how to get the most out of the program. But Rebecca, next week, will also walk you through your overall approach to AI. And we're going to be setting you up with the right mindset, tools, and foundations so that you're ready to hit the ground running from module 1. And then the dates for the next few modules. Again, all 7 p.m. UK time. Then what we're doing is we're having a cheeky little mid-program break from the 27th of July to the 31st of August. Now, this is time. It's up to you what you do. You can either use that time to implement what you've learned, or you can just enjoy the summer with your family and simply recharge and come back refreshed. So whatever works best for you. And then we pick things back up from the 31st of August and we finish the whole program 21st of September. And then at that point, we begin the bonus sessions where there's extra live Q&As with me and some of our guest experts as well. So they're the dates if you want them. What I just want to do, I don't know if... Hang on, let me just stop this share a second. Hello, everybody. I've just been looking at some slides all flipping night. It's nice to see human beings. Is Rebecca Whitney with us right now? I want to introduce you all. If she's still here, she might have buggered off. She might be like, Matt, I'm sick to death of you at this point. She's been working so flipping hard creating the AI stuff in the background, as well as getting ready to be able to teach you and help you. Rebecca's here all the way from Florida. Absolutely amazing. I just wanted to give you the opportunity. I hope you don't mind. Just to let people know in your words what our commitment is and what people can expect from joining us.
I would love to do that. And what an amazing time it's been just to watch you. And this has been weeks, months in the making, probably years in the dreaming stage. So excited to see it come to life because I'm watching the chats and a couple things are popping out, and it's things that people are saying like they've done things and are overcommitted, or they just wish people would tell them what to do. And we have built this, I promise you, with all of that in mind. It is intended to be just the least noisy, best outcome version that you could possibly be working with. And as I saw a bunch of tools being thrown around, even of our own, the thing I want to remind you of is chase the outcomes, not the tools. If you're out there trying to figure out what tool to get, that's not the right question. And I think the question, the answer that Matt's come up with is, hey, let's give this to them all in a way. Not only can they use AI, still remain so true to yourself. I really did tear up when you said that earlier. It's so important to me that we're still sounding and being the beautiful humans that we are and giving our gifts to the world. So the last thing I want AI to do is take that away from any of us. So everything we've poured into it, and I don't know if I can say all the amazing things that it's going to be able to do, but all those things that are sometimes frustrating, or they're done in different places, or you can't see that through line. We've helped use AI to help you see that through line, stay on course, get to where you want to be, and finally reach that outcome. I've invested for years, and I basically have put my heart and soul into bringing you the thing I wish I always had, the thing that is not just go watch the 20 recordings and figure it out, the thing that is step by step with you. And Matt Bott is just the icing on top. So
he's very emotional then. Honestly, it is. I can't put across what a joy it is working with you, Rebecca, and the excitement of knowing so many more people are going to come into your world and start learning from you. It's just, I cannot wait. Seriously, folks, I hope you get in this tonight. I know I get a bit hyped and high energy and all the rest of it, but at the core of what I do, it's about caring. It's about genuinely trying to help people. And I really feel that because both Rebecca and I have been in this game a long time, and we've both also invested in so many programs, courses, mentoring. I mean, I don't know if you're happy for me to say, Rebecca, about the Tony Robbins. Yeah, I mean, you've been part of the Tony Robbins Platinum. What is it called?
Platinum Partnership. Yes. When I say I've invested, there's zeros at the end of that for sure. And nothing got me to the place that being a part of Lisa and Matt's world has done. And seeing the clarity and that type of reducing the noise, and not just doing things because it's another way to make money. And I have a lot of respect for what I did within Tony's world, but I watch you, Matt, heart and mind, and everything is about bringing more value to your members. And this is, I promise you've not seen anything really like this. When you're in there, you're going to be able to see how that through line stays. For those of you who've been chatting with Matt Bott and wishing you could just save your chats, this is a whole other level You can save your chats. He will remember things you've done in your homework and help put those into perspective as you're working on the next bits of what you're doing. Not only that, and the tools that Matt has created, I just can't possibly say enough. And you will definitely not have to be technical to do the things that we have put in here as well. So for those who are worried that maybe you aren't technical, or you're not techie is what I hear. And we're all really kind of techie now, whether we want to be or not. But in this case, you actually don't need to be. We are building the whole thing in a way that you are just interacting with something really built around the way most of us work. And I hope you'll enjoy it. I hope you'll get more out of it than you've ever gotten out of anything before. And if you happen to sign up tonight, I'm going to add a bonus that Matt doesn't know about. How about a 1 hour one-on-one with me to talk through whatever AI situation you have for your business? So we'll pick a random person from tonight's signups.
Absolutely amazing. So one of you is going to get a 1-to-1 with Rebecca as well. And wow, I mean, this is someone who's worked at such a high level. She's been part of Tony Robbins' Platinum. That is absolutely incredible. And I didn't know Rebecca was going to say that. So thank you for offering that. And I also want to say as well, I spoke about it earlier in the presentation this evening. My whole method, my whole ethos, my whole methodology is simplicity scales, complexity fails. I literally teach that. I live by that. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling like you've done lots of different things, we really have designed this in a way where this is the program you need. This is going to simplify everything. It's going to give you clarity, and it's truly going to help you move forward. Rebecca, thank you so much. Right, we're going to do some Q&A in a second. And then we're going to do the winner. But there's just one final thing. My previous program, as I said, we're giving you online business mastery, the modules from my previous program. So I just want you to hear just a couple of minutes before we do the Q&A from the people who've done my previous programs, because again, me and Rebecca can tell you we think we're dead cool, but really it's the people who've invested their money, their time, their energy in working with us in the past. That's who I want you to hear from tonight. So if you could just take a moment, have a little listen. We'll do the Q&A, we'll announce the winner, and then we can all bugger off to bed. Here we go.
I'm Matt Zena, and I'm the founder and principal of Matt Zena Acting.
My name is Heidi, and I'm the founder of HD Body and Mind.
I'm Sean Colley, and I'm the founder of On Point Property Solutions and Serviced Accommodation University.
I'm the owner of JMH Art, and I teach beginners how to paint using acrylics.
My name's Kenneth Gray. I am the owner of the Ginger Tree Boutique.
Hi, I'm Sarah, founder of The Circle.
I'm Caroline Neild, the founder of Neild Visual Media.
I currently have a business called Piece of Cake.
I never saw myself as a business person. In fact, business studies was the one GCSE that I failed at school.
I had been a nurse, but I was in a really dark place when I met Matt.
I'd just been made redundant from my job as a manager in a gym. It taught me that security wasn't within a company and security was going to be within me.
I was stuck in a dead-end job. I was working crazy hours and I was away from home all the time. I was jumping from department to department because I wasn't sure where I fit in my job.
I've always worked 9 to 5 in an office environment, and I didn't want just another traditional side job. I wanted something that I could enjoy, that I could be passionate about, and that would be an investment for my family.
I was stressed, exhausted, and really unhappy in my business, to the point that I even considered giving it up.
Having no business knowledge whatsoever, complete novice. Quite like to bake cakes, but they're not good enough to sort of make money from, because I'm not good enough. He helped me to realise that that was a limiting belief.
I didn't have anyone, no friends, no family that knew how to start a business. I didn't know anyone who did business.
Matt helped me to discover what I could do that I would love and that could also provide a service to others. He guided me throughout the whole process of setting up my business, creating my mission, vision and goals, and developing a strategy for success.
Matt has multiple businesses, has had for a while, and so he knows the pitfalls and he keeps you on the right path.
So I was someone that wasn't confident. He helped me really work on my confidence, but most of all, building this successful business that I have. I was a personal trainer, and through working with Matt, I realised that actually I wanted to bring more to the table and offer a service that not many people are doing. And with Matt's help, he helped me work out not only how I was going to do what I wanted to do, but also having the confidence to do it.
Matt has a very natural style and is extremely personable and very knowledgeable, having been in business himself since he was 19.
He makes sure his advice is succinct, it's easy to understand, that you have clear vision, they have a goal and you know how you're going to get there. He's supporting, he's encouraging.
He has a great awareness of where I was at, is empathetic, and provides great guidance with directions to a positive outcome.
He's down to earth, always over delivers, and genuinely wants to see you win.
He doesn't use big, massive words I don't understand, and
So I don't
he just
understand them.
simplifies everything. So I knew exactly what to do week in, week out to progress without feeling overwhelmed.
He has a very, very good understanding of what it takes to succeed in business. Now, I don't want to be really blasé about this. You know, that's a bit of a sweeping statement. He seems to understand business in a very methodical way. For me, was just, well, outstanding. It really, really was.
I've set out all my goals and the plans, what I've looked to try and achieve over the next few years, and I'm starting to do them.
I've got a Facebook group with 3,000 people in it now.
And here I am running a successful business. So I've really took my business to another level, and that's through working with Matt and having him.
I've transformed my business into something I'm truly proud of, and I've even started a second coaching venture that helps my clients find their own direction.
I won business awards. I now have following of tens of thousands of people across every single social media platform, and my business has just gone from strength to strength. It really, really has.
So maybe like me, you don't identify yourself as a business person, or maybe you're scared, you don't know where to start. Having someone like Matt really, really helps, because he's going to take you through this so simply that it will seem so easy to do. And don't get me wrong, there are hard days.
And from someone who had never thought of being a business owner, who is loving it. If you are thinking of starting a business, if you're interested in learning about starting a business, then I would say invest your money wisely and go to Matt Hall, because he won't let you fail. He won't let you down. He will do everything in his power to make sure that you get the business that you want. And I can't thank him enough.
If you are sat on the fence, if you're thinking, right, you know, you've got to remember business is investment. What better investment is there?
So I see working with Matt as a huge investment in my future that I would highly recommend to anyone to do the same, because you will not regret it.
So when I look at where I've started to where I am now, I certainly would definitely recommend Matt Hall.
I can't recommend starting a business enough if you haven't already, and I can't recommend having Matt enough either.
So the only thing I can say after working with Matt for so long is, what is it going to cost you in finances and in your mindset if you continue to sit on the fence and take no action? Matt helped me massively on my journey, and I'm super confident, hence doing this video, that he can help you as well.
So if you're on the fence about working with him, all I can say is it's the best decision I've made. I'm the happiest I've been in years. I've got clarity, I've got purpose, and 2 thriving businesses to boot.
So thank you very much, Matt.
Thanks, Matt Hall. I love my little business.
It's so funny. There's some old testimonials, and just seeing how far people have come from then, seeing how many people are still working with us now and still getting results and growing, it's just absolutely beautiful. But we just wanted to play you that to give you a bit of an idea of different people at different stages and what they got out of our last program over a year ago. And that was before having the AI and Rebecca and all the incredible things that we're introducing this time. Right, you've waited long enough. One of you right here, right now, in this very moment is going to win 30 days on WhatsApp with me. You're also going to get a joint venture opportunity, and for the laugh, we're just going to throw 150 quid, not physically, 150 pounds. I'm going to do it in pound coins. I'm not going to do that. 150 pounds gift voucher tonight. All you've got to do to be in with a chance of winning right now, let me get this set and started. You just need, the chat is going to go bonkers, just to write the word me as many times as you want, and I'm going to stop. And when I stop, that person has won. So do it as many times as you need. You can have as many goes as you... Wow, this is crazy. Okay. I'm not going to look. In 3, in 2... Hang on, let me just move my... In 3, in 2, in 1... It is Victoria Bowers. It is you. You have won. If you want to just drop us a message, matt@successschoolgroup.co.uk. Message us, matt@successschoolgroup.co.uk to claim your prize, and we'll be in touch. Are you there? I don't know if you can unmute and just say that I am here and I understand, Matt, and I am listening and I accept your prize this evening. I'm not sure, or if not, if you want to just put it in the chat, if somebody can just clock that is all good, because if not, we'll go again. If you're like, no, Matt, bugger off, I don't want to know what to do with you, we'll just do it again and give someone else an opportunity. Oh, it's still saying me. Just so we've done the winner now. You don't have to put me anymore. It seems to. Is that just like a bit behind? Right, we've got a congratulations now. I was just checking that this mic was working. Then I was like, 1, 2, 1, 2. Victoria, I can see, says you're here. Absolutely brilliant. Right, it's Q&A time. If you've got any questions about the stuff that I've covered this evening, or indeed if you're not sure about the program, have any questions about that, this is your opportunity to ask me live. I'm going to bring our amazing, glamorous, wonderful, lovely assistant, Helen Hill, to the house. Give a round of applause to Helen, everybody, who works with me here in this business. Helen, what have we got? How can I help with some Q&A?
Hello, good evening, everyone. We've got a lot of questions. I've been trying to catch them in the chat as they've been going, but there's so many. But quite a few cover common themes, so hopefully it will answer some of them. So I'm going to start off with Alison, who asked, I'm not from the UK, does that matter?
Absolutely not. Just be aware, if you want to come to the in-person day, then obviously you're going to have to travel. And also just be mindful that most of the sessions are happening 7 p.m. UK time, so as long as that works for you. But again, everything's recorded and will be available on replay. I just want to say as well, I think, well, all the one-to-one bonuses have gone, and we might have sold out the 50 places. There's no maths. It doesn't tell you the number.
That's tell, isn't it? Yeah.
But we might have sold out the in-person day, or we might have a place or two. I don't know, but it's looking like, yeah. So just be mindful of that.
Jenny's asked, she's worried that she can't work fast enough to keep up, obviously with it being week on week. Is that okay? Does that matter?
Yeah, that's part of the reason we've done the mid break. So there's a good month there in the middle to give you time to catch up. But remember, you've got lifetime access to these modules. So even if you just want to kind of half listen, half dabble, and then come back to it when you're ready, you can do. But remember, after the main course ends, we've still got another 3 months where we're here to support you. So even if you just start actually implementing it, then we're still here live in a Facebook group, in a WhatsApp group, live sessions every single month. So there is, again, we've really tried to think about what do people actually need. And we know that not everybody is going to be able to work at that pace, and that's absolutely fine. It's still here for you beyond those weeks.
Mandy asked this, but quite a few other people did too. They've got no email list yet. Do they need one to make this course work?
Nope, you don't. We'll help you build your audience in other ways and build your email list if you're starting from scratch.
Okay, Lorna asked, she's already planning a launch for September. Is this good to do alongside that? Would it mean that she would need to push a launch back?
It will be your decision. We will be teaching you stuff, which then will mean you can make an informed decision. What I often say to people is that first launch, that's where all the learning happens. So it doesn't need to be your big successful one. Just getting a launch done is the success. And then we learn from the data and from the information. So not necessarily, you just might decide, actually, with what I'm learning, I do want to give myself a bit more time. But I mean, the course ends end of September, so you'll have had so much of the value by that point. So it will just be a personal decision, but you won't necessarily have to, no.
I've had a couple of people say they use funnel sketches and asking, will this work with that?
Absolutely, yes, 100%.
We've also had quite a few people questioning whether they're established enough in the businesses. A lot of people saying they've literally just started out as a coach. Is this right for them?
Oh, you lucky buggers. I mean, bearing in mind this is my 16th year, if I could have started here with this information, because it's not about like needing to do huge multi-million pound launches or like Lisa Johnson's done and things like that. It's literally starting on the right foot, doing things in a smart way. So I would say this is perfect for you if you're a beginner. I'm not just saying that because I want you to buy it. I genuinely believe that. But most importantly, you've got access to my last course, which is perfect for beginners. So yeah, it absolutely doesn't matter.
And Vera asked, they don't have a business at all yet, but they would like to start one. Is this right for them? Are they better waiting and coming back once they've started something?
Kind of the same answer. The first module in my last course is over an hour long, giving you all the information you need to think about how to start your business in a smart way. I covered tonight about the right business model, and basically what I was sharing there is I spent years with the wrong business model. So this is going to help you think about creating it in a way that makes sense so that it's a lean business model, low startup costs. It's going to help you think in a way where you can sell en masse rather than getting trapped one-to-one. So literally the foundations are there and they're available tonight. You can literally, once you've signed signed up, sorry, log in and start that work tonight. So it's perfect for beginners.
Amazing, thank you so much. And just to say as well, if anybody does have any further questions, we're obviously more than happy to answer them. We're not going to be able to get through every single question in this chat tonight, but you can always reach out to us, email Matt. We'll always answer your questions. It's no problem. So somebody's asking how relevant this is for physical products. It's Nicole that's asking this, thinking in terms of maybe a subscription box.
Yeah, it can work for that. It's not my area of expertise. I will say that just transparently, but it absolutely, the foundations and the principles are pretty similar. And then the AI built into it is just going to be the thing that helps you with that. So yes, I would say it absolutely can be a good fit. It's not the main thing that I have experience in or that I teach, but yeah, the answer is yes.
Somebody else asked as well, will it be taught live or will it be pre-recorded?
Yeah, everything is taught live apart from my previous course that is available right now because that was pre-recorded. But all modules are taught live, and then you have lifetime access to the replays as well.
I was just going to say, Sarah's asked, do you get lifetime access to the content? So there you go, just answered that.
Well, I guess kind of until I die. If I drop dead, I don't know how lifetime access works right then, whether I can get my parents to keep it going or something. But yeah, I want to put that caveat there. Like I said earlier, there's no guarantees in life. The only thing's guaranteed is we don't have any guarantees. But yes, the point is once you've purchased this, you've got it that you can come back to year after year after year. And this is a program that we're going to launch next year. So it's not like it's going away anytime soon either.
Caroline's saying, I'm starting a nurse-led business and I hope I'll be able to make this course work for me. Are there many medical professionals you've helped?
Yeah, we have had some. I wouldn't say it's common, but what I would say is a big one. Obviously, I don't know the exact niche, exactly what you're doing, but having something where you build a community and you can grow it en masse like that, I think can be useful for pretty much any niche. So yeah, in principle, yes.
Deirdre's asking, is the course on Kajabi?
No, it is not. It's on a new platform that Rebecca Whitney has created. I don't know if you've any words, Rebecca, that you can say on that, but it's a magical, mythical, incredible creation of Rebecca Whitney. Is there anything you want to say on that, Rebecca, about what it, if you can unmute there?
I would love to. Part of what we've done is to try to make sure that it is the one place that you can go to, watch the course, do the homework, store the homework, and talk to MattBot. It is now all in one custom-made application just for this purpose, which makes it really great for those of us just really leaning in again to that outcome, because everything is right there. It's not noisy with anything extra that we don't need. It's not built on another platform. So anytime that there is a new idea or something like what we're building where it will go out and search for podcast opportunities and speaking opportunities and bring those back in a way that you can hold on to those and actually remember what you did with it. You won't need separate systems for these things. That was Matt's vision, and we've brought it all together into the most succinct, simple, easy platform. You're just going to love using it. So we kicked all the others out, and we have focused here to bring you the best of the best in one system.
Love it. Thanks, Rebecca.
Kelly's saying, I've signed up tonight but haven't got the login.
Laura, Rebecca, somebody techie, what do we do? I don't ask me. I hate it. I don't like tech.
It will come to you by email, so please bear with us. We'll make sure that gets sorted out. That's right, Rebecca, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And I'm also going to I'll give the team support email in the chat right now, but it's team@advisory9.com. We have multiple people watching that. So if you are not getting it, and I'll be able to talk to Laura, who's also on our team on this side, making sure everything's going right. So for today, do that. Once you're in the application, we actually have a little ticket system in there. So if you have any trouble, you can just submit it there.
We've thought of everything. Look at that. Thank you, Rebecca. I'm just having a quick look. Anything else? Just a couple more, Matt, maybe? Or
yeah, fine.
Yeah, you're happy?
Yeah.
Rachel's asking, how long do we get to decide if this is the right offer to grab the course at this price? I understand the bonuses may have been taken.
Great question. So you've got until Monday. Is it Monday or Tuesday? Monday. We
Monday.
start on Tuesday. Yeah. So 10 p.m. Monday night is when we close the cart, and then that's it until next year. If you do want to ask us any questions, if you want to email me, matt@successschoolgroup.co.uk, or if you want to jump on a call just to see if it's a good fit, you'll know we're not salesy type people in the traditional, like, annoying way. We're just there to have a conversation to see if this really is right for you. You can book a call, and I think that'll be emailed out, won't it? The link to book, or I don't know if anyone's got it there. Rebecca, are you waving at me?
I am, because I just realized we thought of this too. So I'm going to drop actually the link to the application. If you have paid, and if you are in our payment where we can see that, you'll automatically be able to log in. You'll get a login link straight to your email. So for those of you who are saying, like, I don't have that link, don't message me. I don't know what I was saying. It's even better. We've done it even better. So I'm going to drop the URL for the new application. You're going to love the name of it. And when you, so it's mattapp.uk. When you go there, you should get a window that allows you to put your email address in. Use the email address that you signed up with, because that's the one we have on file. That's the only way we can know you're you. And if you do that, you'll actually receive, thank you, John. It's too fast to do that. You'll actually receive the magic link URL to sign right in, and you'll be right where you need to be.
Perfect. Thank you, Rebecca. Emma's asking, is your last course still available now, and how much does it cost?
No, it's not. You can only get it through this. I'm just trying to think now if I can share screen and show you this. So this is when you log in. Somebody just asked, can we hear Mattbot? I mean, we can try. This might get a bit weird. Right, new conversation. And then, hang on, is it this one down here, Rebecca? Hang on.
Yes.
I can't see properly with all the Zoom stuff in the way. This one isn't.
Yeah,
it?
I can't either.
Okay, and then I don't know if you'll hear this or not, but I'll try. So allow this while visiting the site. Hi, Mattbot. Are you there? Hey, yeah, I'm here, mate. Good to see you. So what's going on today? What are we working on? This is terrible. This is awful. Matt, you sound just like me.
I forgot I'm unmuted, so that little clap came out. It's louder, but isn't it great?
All right, so we were...
That's brilliant. Look, that's kind of the point, though, yeah? I'm here to think alongside you, not talk at you like some corporate robot. We're on the same wavelength. So what's awful right now? What's going on?
Oof, what's awful right now? All right, it's not that bad, Mattbot, but that just gives you a little bit of an idea of what that's like. And all these conversations are completely stored. So unlike the version that's in our membership, it's just literally there to chat with, gives you some answers there and then. But then when you come back to it, it doesn't remember stuff. This is totally different. It's all part of the program. You can see here right now on the left-hand side, you've got the courses. So you've got my old course, Online Business Mastery. Immediately, you've got access to all of those modules in there. And just to show you, actually, when you click on even just this first module, how long was this first one? I think it was over an hour, that very first.
Welcome.
Yeah, 1 hour, 1 minute is that very first one. And you've got homework in here that you can do. So this is all available for you to start and start working on. This is the stuff that's perfect, especially if you are earlier on. And then we got the online launch and AI mastery. This is the new course, which of course doesn't exist yet because we're going to be teaching it live, but that is available to you. There's also going to be some bonus videos that are all in here already. We're going to put the webinar replay from tonight in there. There's some tech bonuses with Laura, AI bonus with Rebecca. So there's all extra stuff going to be appearing in here. But yeah, there you go. Just thought I'd show you a little bit of that. Sorry, Helen, I got carried away. Don't know if you have any more questions.
I'm well used to it by now, Matt. Let's be honest.
You are.
Kevin's asking, can this help with launching a course in a crowded space, or is it just about positioning?
I don't fully understand the question of crowded space. Does that mean he feels that his niche has got lots of people doing?
I'm guessing so.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I think like when we say it's crowded, I think quite often that's a bit of a myth. So there's something I would look into about that if that's actually true. But yeah, basically this will work for most niches. If it's some kind of online business where we're giving some kind of service, you know, that would work well for courses, group programs, memberships, digital products, those kind of things, that is generally going to work for most niches.
Thank
And I'm
you
not just
so
saying that, by the way. I feel like I'm just saying yes to everything. That's not true. Like, if it's not the right fit, we would absolutely say.
Thank you so much. Liz is saying, question for Rebecca. I think Rebecca's still here. With the software that you've built and put together, can we bring our program in, rebuild it to a new online program and relaunch it?
I think I have to ask you to unmute, don't you? Sorry. I'm sorry about that.
Well, every time I get giddy, I hit the mute button, forgetting to tell you I've hit the mute button and I can't seem to stay quiet. So I'm not, there's two ways I could interpret that question. One is I want to rebuild it. Can this help me do that no matter what tech you're going to use to deliver your platform or your program? Absolutely, yes. Can this tech specifically help you build something like this tech for your program? We'll teach you some of that, a very light version of it, but to do it at the level that Matt's done would definitely not be quite as easy within the course materials.
Thank you, Rebecca. Ronnie is asking, we've been running for 11 years. We run 90-day fitness programs and have kept dealing with client reacquisition. We have a Facebook group, 5,000 plus mailing list, 10,000 followers on Insta. How will this help us?
Oh, get in. You sound great. It sounds like you've had some amazing success and you've done really, really well. There'll be many ways it can help you. One is we can grow that audience even bigger. The AI side of it is if you're, thinking about you're doing more group programs and so on, it's having that AI support for your clients that's trained on your methodologies, your frameworks, and how, you help people. And then just the launching, like doing bigger launches. I would say that you're like well primed to do some huge things. It sounds like what you've been doing already is amazing. But if you wanted to go much bigger, all the foundations we're teaching will help you do that. So I'd love to work with you, basically. Just please bloody join us. It sounds amazing what you've done.
Thank you so much. And there's a lot of people asking when they will know whether they've got the fast action bonus or not.
We'll send you an email this week. I'm pretty confident now all fast action bonuses are gone, and that's the pay in full bonus as well. So the pay in full bonus, if you've paid in full and you're in the first 50, you get the in-person day. That has more than likely gone now looking at that. But Rebecca has thrown in an extra bonus one-to-one with her. And if you buy tonight only, one of you will be winning that as well. So there is still an incentive where you might win that as well.
And Sarah's asking, is there a replay available of tonight? Sorry, I've missed it.
Yep, we're going to send it to you in the morning. So we'll send it to your email. Just keep a lookout, matt@successschoolgroup.co.uk, and we'll send it to you.
Amazing. I think that's the bulk of the questions.
Amazing. But like we say, if you want to have a chat with us, if you're not sure if this is right for you, we don't want to completely pressure you into it. It needs to be right for you. So just book a call. I believe, have we put the link in there, Helen, for people if they want to book a call? And we will be emailing it out to you. In actual fact, if you're signed up to this webinar, you'll have already had an email just gone out to you tonight with both the link to buy, but also the link for the call. In actual fact, the link to book the call is on the sales page as well. So you can just, if you go there.
Yeah,
it is there as well. Thank you so much. I know it's been a long one, but this is our big webinar of the year. We only do this once a year. This is our big launch of the year. If you are genuinely in a place where you want to get to a point where you're building a business in a way where you can stop trading time for money and do some big launches over time, this is the perfect program for you. If you want to be at the cutting edge of AI and be leveraging AI in a way that actually makes a difference to your business, a stat that Rebecca said to me months ago, that really struck a chord with me is that 80% of people in business are using AI right now, which is a lot of people. But the really kind of shocking statistic was, of all those people using AI, 80% have reported 0 time saved and 0 revenue increase, which tells us people are not getting the right training on how to actually leverage AI in a smart way so that it saves us time and makes us more money. That is what this program is designed to help you to do. And I would say just the work, well, it's not even I would say it, it's true. The work with Rebecca alone is worth so much more than this. So even if you're like, well, I've done some of the launching or I know some of the other stuff, understand the value for less than £1,000 or £84 a month. you can learn with the AI stuff that Rebecca is teaching, how to create your own programs with AI, create your own chatbots. Like, there's so much in there that are genuinely designed to save you time and make you more money. So even just that stuff, even if you don't, just ignore me, just mute the bits when I'm on and join for Rebecca. It's worth more than $1,000. It's worth a lot more than that. So just bear that in mind when you're making your decision. But if you do want to have a phone call, click that link. You can book in, and sorry, not a phone call. I think we're doing a Zoom call, aren't we? Or maybe a phone call. I don't know. We can do whatever you want. We can have a chat. And I always say they're not sales calls. They're just conversations to figure out where we'll find out if we think you're a good fit. You'll find out if you genuinely think it's the thing you want to invest in. And then from there, you can make a decision. But we've just got until Monday. And we are closing the cart 10 p.m. Monday, the 8th of June. And then Tuesday, the 9th of June, we're doing the first welcome session. Rebecca's going to be teaching you about AI there and then that night. So basically a week tomorrow, it begins. We'd love to welcome you there. We'd love you to join us. But as I always say, irrespective of whether you join us or not, I really, really hope you've found this useful. I really hope you've had some light bulb moments, some clarity, or importantly, at least got stuff that you now know you need to now research a bit more and focus on. What I always say with my webinars, with my masterclasses, with my teaching is, everything I've just taught you is a load of shit. The time we've spent together tonight is a load of shit. This whole thing has been a complete waste of your time. If you don't now do something with it. So really the success of this webinar begins with what you do next. So it's great that you've been here. Thank you. It's great that you've taken your notes and all the rest of it. But it's really now about blocking out time to think, how are you going to apply the stuff that we've talked about tonight? And that is the thing, obviously, that will make the difference for you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all. Have a good evening. We can all bugger off and sleep now. I know it's been a long one, but thanks for sticking with us. And if you join us on the program, we shall see you next Tuesday when we're ready to kick off. Take care, everybody. Thank you, and we'll see you soon. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.